like this song. Like Storm. Good morning, everybody. I know it takes a second for StreamYard to let us know that you guys are here, but as y'all start to pop in, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's FOMC meeting minutes, which we are not going to be here for. Just disclaimer, we're going to be off for them, or at least I will be because my daughter's got a dentist appointment.
What do you mean? You know I'm not going to be here. I told you I'm not going to be here yesterday.
Okay, well then Hobbs ain't going to be here neither. And then we had the JOLTS report, which really shocked us this morning because we really thought the JOLTS report was at 8:30, and turns out it's not till 10. So, bow. Red folder news at 10 o'clock. Real random. But yeah, we got a great show planned out, which involves uncertainty, aka the market. And yeah, so Hobbs, how was your night, good sir?
For the first time, I slept without an ice pack. That's a good thing.
I see you're not wearing your bib today.
I'm not wearing my bib today, but I will be going to get my ice pack here in a little bit. I'm just finishing up my morning blend. You know what I'm saying? First of all, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Trader Shop. We appreciate each and every last one of you guys for stopping by and giving us a little bit of your time. Please make sure you tip the barbers, aka hit the like and subscribe button. Turn the notification bells on so you get notified every time we go live and or put out a video. That being said, this morning, obviously, you know what you're here for, right? Like, we're here for the education. We're here to, call out price and discuss our journey in regards to these prop firms, right? So this morning's no different. I'll be going over my pre-market plan. So if this is your first time tuning in, strap in and sit back, relax. We're going to break down what I see on NQ, and then Justin will break down what he sees over on ES. All right. So this is the daily on NQ, and I think we talked about it last Friday, or at least I know I discussed it with the Discord last Thursday. For the first time, we printed somewhat of a bearish candle at the top of trend. After rallying for like 7-8 weeks, we finally printed a bearish candle. And if you were in the Discord, we talked about this as potentially a reversal. It looks even better, I think, on ES as well. So this reversal candle, we like to call this an evening star. And then when we see this and we see this retest, right, basically a head and shoulders at the top of price, that's a clear indication that it's time to get short, right? Or potentially the market's ready to start coming down. And that was at 17,129. And, on Friday, we actually ended up catching a very nice short all the way to the downside. The market sold off aggressively. We came back into this candle structure here, right? About 50%, 30% into this candle structure. And now we got that aggressive sell-off from last night going into yesterday's price action. And then here we are again, barely reclaiming 10% of this candle before we're dumping again down to its lows. Now, there's multiple reasons for this, and I'll get into all of that. But first, let me just get into my pre-market plan. So macro is quite simple. It's everything I just said. The market sold off aggressively in the overnight session. As the VIX continues to rise, I will look for pullbacks to continue to ride the momentum to the downside, as I believe more is on the way. Nothing in this market has showed me that it can hold up to anything. I'm gonna give you a bunch of reasons today why I think the market's going to continue to fall. And if it doesn't, we're prepared for that as well. It's just my thesis on the day. Take it with a grain of salt or live by it like it's your holy Bible. All right. So first thing I'm looking for is a potential retest of 45-minute supply. Now, I don't expect price to come all the way up here, but with the JOLTS reports coming out, like, you never know. Price could come back and close all of these gaps with one aggressive bullish candle and then come all the way back down, right? So I'll be prepared for that. I'm looking to short week rallies into this. I have 4-hour supply right here, but it's actually 45-minute supply. And it's 16,752 through 16,788. And we can look to target 16690, which would basically be the top or the bottom of this previous supply zone if we break through it, okay? Secondly, on my bearish plan, if we go down to the 4-hour, you see we formed supply and we're continuing to have a sell-off from this supply that was formed in the overnight session. So again, another gap was formed between 665 all the way up to about 690. So I'm looking for price to return back to 6690 through 732, and we can look to target 16648 demand, which it looks like we're trying to break through right now. Okay. Again, this looks like a high quality trade, especially, I will repeat, 9 o'clock, right after market opens, about 30 minutes into market open, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. There is a JOLTS report. Job openings is usually a very strong catalyst for this market. I've been hearing some rumblings that job openings or JOLTS report is maybe coming in a little weak, which is not going to be good for the market. So bullish, we can look for buyers to defend the current area that we're in right now. They're doing a pretty bad job of that right now, but 6648 through 6573 on 4-hour demand. And we can look to long the market back into this supply zone, right, that I'm looking to short the market back at. All right. If the JOLTS report comes in and we break below this daily change of character right here, right? If we get below this level, which I mean, I should say if we close below this level on a higher time frame, because we're already below 621, I'm looking for price to return back to this area because there's multiple confluences here. Not only is it the daily change of character, it's also the previous day low from yesterday. So I'd be looking for price to return here. This is another bear scenario, by the way. I'll be looking for price to return here, and I can short week rallies into this area as well, which I think I actually covered up here. But for the next demand zone, there's a 1-hour demand zone down here that was formed. What is this day? It was formed back on December 12th, Tuesday. So we got 1-hour demand at 16,503.25. Now, if we could dump completely out of the sky and open, then this is actually the trade that I would be looking to take more so than the shorts, right? Because I feel like this will be the first time the 500 levels will be tested. Therefore, I'd be very interested in taking longs down here if we can get buyers to kind of show me that they're willing to defend, and we can look for longs targeting the bottom of this previous demand zone at 573. So look to long the market and into 573, and then later into the daily change of character retest or the previous day low, right? Then if we get extremely selly, the next demand zone is 16,399 through 16,331. I don't think we test this today unless the market is really, I mean, actually, now I think about it, from market open to here, like this is probably within sights of NQ. Like that's another 200 to 300 point sell off. With the JOLTS report, anything is possible. I believe we went down about 1 or 2% yesterday. So almost 3% yesterday, actually. So with the exception of that 15-minute rally at the end of the day, right? If you take that out of the equation, I'm pretty sure we were down like 1 or 2%. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my plan on NQ. I'll break down everything else that I have to say about the market after Justin goes through his ES plan. So I hope that helps you out. You know, if you're just tuning in, go ahead and rewind it back about 5 or 10 minutes, and you can see my entire plan on the day. So that's what I got.
All right. So for me, I'm looking at a couple different areas. So the first area to be bullish is this 30-minute demand zone, which we're kind of heading to, right? If you looked at the morning, we sold off. We're continuing to sell. We did get a little bit of a bounce at the yesterday's low, but it was weak. We ended up failing, and now we're coming down to the 30-minute demand zone. It was created back on the 21st of December, and we haven't tested it yet. This will be the first test. So normally on the first test, since it's brand new, it's normally going to be stronger. So I'm hoping, I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I'm hoping to see a bounce out of this zone. But I know that's going against the overall trend of the market currently. So it would just be probably a quick scout for me, honestly, looking to cut kind of fast if I see any red flags. But I would be targeting this 3-hour supply zone at 478.325 to about 478.8 because that level held last night once we got back below it. If we sell through this level, then the next level I'm looking to be a bull is 4.754. That area bounced the market twice. So it bounced the market on the 14th of December and then again on the 20th of December. But this level won't be as strong just because we've already bounced twice from this area. So I'll definitely be trying to gauge this level, but after two already bounces, it's just a little bit of a lower quality zone for me. but I'll still be obviously looking to long the market down here. And then the last place that I'd be looking to long the market if we continue to sell off would be 4732. It's a little 5-minute demand zone that we have down here. I think this was caused from like FOMC or something, but that's about 30 points down. So I think that pretty much covers, how far ES range normally is on the day. I mean, with the JOLTS report, with FOMC, I'm not going to trade FOMC anyway because I'm not going to be around. But with the JOLTS report, I definitely think we could make it down here today for sure. And then my only other bullish plan is if I miss all of that, but we get bullish above 4788, kind of like yesterday where we got above it, we retested it, and then we continued up. I would be open to taking that same trade. I took it yesterday. It worked out, although it was short-lived, and the short was the better move. I'd be open to it today again because we'd be testing that same area. So it'd just be another test of 479.675 to about 4808. And then my bearish plan, I don't want to play any continuations at the moment unless they set up during the day, but I would be open to short any weak rallies into this 3-hour demand zone at 478.325 up until about 478.8, since that's the area where we rejected last night. And then that also would put in a lower high as well if we reject this 3-hour supply zone. So that's pretty much my plan on the day. I got about 4 bullish plans and 1 bearish plan. And then obviously as the day goes on, I'll probably come up with some more plans based off of what the market's actually doing at the time. So that's what I got.
All right, cool. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the information that I dropped in the Discord this morning. So I don't know if the Discord members got it, but Apple. So Apple is, again, in addition to everything we discussed yesterday, right? We talked about, the tsunami over in Japan, whether it's, a controlled earthquake or not. We can debate that all day. Then we have conflict over in the Red Sea, the Maersk, is it Maer? Basically, the supply chain is being interrupted right now, right? Supply, oil, all that type of stuff by potential war, right? U.S. is shooting down ships out there, all type of craziness going on. But in addition to that, one that we all can kind of relate to is the downgrade that we didn't talk about yesterday on Apple. And anytime a stock gets a downgrade, it's it's not good, right? Like, and again, it doesn't mean Apple sucks as a stock. It's just Apple, in my opinion, is well overvalued. Like it's way too high right now. And I've been saying it since we almost hit $200 a share, right? So we got this news actually yesterday that I'm trying to look for. Okay, Apple downgrades are piling up, right? So this is 17 hours ago, but we didn't cover it, so I wanted to make sure we talked about it. So in addition to Nvidia coming down, Microsoft coming down, now the big dog is starting to speak, right? So Apple stock registered one of its biggest daily declines in a year as investors took in the latest in a series of downgrades of the tech company. Strategists at Barclays, remember Barclays is the people that, you probably know them best for the people that own the Brooklyn Center, right? Where the Nets play. But led by Tim Long, changed their rating to underweight from equal weight, which is with a price target at $160, roughly 14% below the stock's current level. Now, remember, if you think that this guy's opinion doesn't matter, remember he's a billionaire, all right? So he put this out 17 hours ago. Now let's just look at Apple and see what happened about 17 hours ago. I'm pretty sure we all remember because we woke up saying, oh my goodness, because Apple from the previous day high, right, which was all the way up here on what was this, January 2nd? Nope, this was this week. So let's go all the way back to Friday. From Friday's open, we opened up at $194.43. From Friday's open, today is Wednesday, and the market wasn't open on Monday. So from Friday's open to yesterday's close, Apple is down $10. $10. Do you know how much money it probably takes to move Apple stock down $10 in 2 days? Probably Barclays kind of money, right? And if they're giving Apple a price target of $160, let me tell you how this works. Usually, if a price target is high, we go even higher. The market prices in, if it's a 14% increase, let's say the target's 180, price is probably going to go to 190, 195, right? Because people just get greedy, retail steps in, all that type of stuff. Well, what do you think the opposite is going to happen when the price target is 160? And what's going to happen once we get to 160? Do you think people want to buy at the price target, or you think they want to buy below the price value? Okay. So again, more fuel to the proverbial fire that this market is potentially ready to cool off a bit. And I think all of us that have been watching this market are pretty much here for it, right? Like we want that volatility back. And speaking of volatility, there's some other things that I want to talk about, right? We talk about the dollar, the DXY, inversely correlated to the market, right? The Japanese yen still dumping, right? The British pound, all these things were going down yesterday. I haven't checked them today, but I know they were all going down yesterday. And usually what happens is with currencies, with Forex, if something is going down, something is usually going up. I.e., if the foreign exchange market is going down, then the US exchange market is usually going up. I.e., our dollar was very undervalued as of Thursday, December 28th. It was about to break through $100 a share, right? Or however you want to, $100, 100 point, whatever. I don't care. Now we're at the highest level we've been since December 19th. And it doesn't look like price is slowing down on the dollar. Now, you may ask, Hobbs, what does that mean for stocks? Well, I'm going to tell you. If people are putting money in our dollar, they're selling our stocks. It's that simple, right? The dollar is at a value level where they can make money. They're traders at the end of the day, right? They may not be day traders. They may not be swing traders, but they understand the value of buying low and selling high. As we discussed in regards to the tech market, the tech sector is buying high and potentially selling low. So it would make sense for them to sell off the tech sector and start buying something that's lower price. Now, because of the fear, they start to put their money in the US dollar, right? Now let's go over here and look at bonds. Remember, the 10-year bond is also inversely correlated to the stock market. Look at the 10-year bond. Again, if we're just reading price action, we're closing above 3.986. And if we get to 4% and we start to make this push into 4.1, 4.3, this market is going to continue to come down. So this is why I always make sure that I'm paying attention to these things. I wasn't paying attention to the bonds as much when we were pumping, just because we had hit a level that we basically flattened out at. It was kind of like the VIX. It was like, well, if it gets moving to the upside, I'll pay attention to it. But if it continues to just flatline, I'm not really paying attention to it, right? Speaking of the VIX, if we go over here to the VIX on the 4-hour, we can see that the VIX is fighting for its proverbial life down here, right? And the bears are putting up a fight. I told you guys last Friday, I told you that, hey, as long as we can stay above 13.85, I'm looking for this market to come down. Why? Because the VIX came down and we flatlined here. We built consolidation, which is something we haven't done in a while. Matter of fact, the last time we did it, we went up, right? And now we retested that level. We broke it just a little bit, consolidated at it, and now we're trying to push up. Look for the VIX to hit 15 at some point today or this week. If the VIX gets above 15, this market is going to have more downside. The opposite is true. If the VIX breaks through 13.85, look for this market to turn around and everything that I'm saying will be absolutely irrelevant, right? I'm not saying this for you to jump into puts. I'm not saying this for you to, short the market at open. I'm saying this so that you're aware of what's happening in the overall market. So there's no surprises when the market continues to sell or it decides to pump. You know where to look to find the information. You know where to look to be prepared for the market on a daily basis. So I hope that helps you guys out there. If it doesn't, don't at me, bro. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think on the past 2 days, a lot of people are pretty bearish. I don't know. It's really weird to kind of try to get a feel of how people feel right now, because we were so bullish for such a long time, and now we're turning bearish, and I'm trying to figure out, I guess, in my own head, whether retail wants to be bullish right now and kind of buy everything up because they feel like we're gonna come back up, or whether they're going to whether they're gonna want to hop on the train of selling. My guess actually is that most people are probably still bullish. Like they're still probably viewing this as a pullback and not an opportunity to get short, just because they've been waiting for price to come down for so long to get a bite at the apple. So
I don't know. I don't really concern myself with what retail is thinking. I really think about where big money is trying to take where big money is trying to take price, because retail doesn't move the market.
No, they don't. They don't move the market. However, it takes retail orders. It takes the institutions are taking money from retail.
No, they're taking money from other institutions, and retail is involved. But yeah, retail doesn't move the market. They're just part of the price action, right? The people that are actually moving the market where I want to follow is big money. Big retail has no say in this. Like they really don't, right? Like the only time retail has a say in it is when they control a penny stock or they control something like AMC, right? Like they have no say in where these ETF goes, right? Like just look at what's in the S&P 500 or what's in NQ, right? Like the amount of stocks that are in NQ, retail has no say in any of them. So in my opinion, like I really don't care what retail is thinking. Like I care more so where the charts, which the price action is the charts, and the price action is controlled by institutions. So I want to know where institutions are putting their money.
Well, like I said, I care about retail, so that's just me.
I'm not knocking your opinion. I'm just telling you mine, right? You have your reasons why you care about retail. I don't care about retail. Just means we disagree, and that's fine. Like it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that this is my view and that's yours. We'll never truly know. But in my opinion, I just don't think retail has enough money to move markets. So I don't really concern myself with what they're doing on a daily basis. All right. So good morning, Hustler for Life. Good morning, Micaiah. Good morning, King LA Tour. Bray, good morning. And Micaiah says 18-point candle on the 1 minute NQ. Yeah, we'll get some price action this morning. I'm watching this area closely. I think I'm gonna sit on my hands though. Honestly, I'm gonna sit on my hands until this JOLTS report comes out. I think that's what I'm prescribed to do. Like I think I've thought about it, and I'd rather just kind of wait to see what price is gonna do. And honestly, I like the setup on ES to take the market long. However, because the market is in such a deadly downtrend, I'd much rather just wait for the market to pump and find areas where I can take the market short. So I'm hoping the JOLTS report gets a bounce here at this 30-minute demand zone that Justin was talking about at 47.63 through roughly about 47.55. I'm hoping the market bounces there and then takes us back up to like 47.73 or 47.83 so I can look to short it back down. I just don't think whatever's in that JOLTS report is going to stop the fact that Apple got a downgrade, the fact that there's a tsunami, an earthquake in Japan, and then there's problems at the Red Sea. Like I don't think the JOLTS report has enough volatility. It can produce enough volatility as a catalyst to change the direction of this market as a whole. So I'm not really looking for the JOLTS report to pump us to the sky. I'm more looking for it to pump us back to resistance or supply areas. So we'll see what happens though. You never know. I could be completely wrong, but I'm watching Apple sell off right now. Apple's breaking below its previous day low. Again, I think Apple's gonna be the driver for ES today. And that's why I'm more inclined to play ES today, because I'm very, very fond of following Apple on a daily basis anyway. And knowing that new information, again, I didn't know that information until like this last night, and I looked into it this morning. But knowing that new information that Apple got a downgrade, like that makes me more inclined to want to play ES, because if Apple has one of those big days, because we didn't fall in the pre-market today, like aggressively on Apple, right? We didn't gap down. Therefore, maybe we get the gap down, or we get the true push down during regular scheduled hours. And if that's the case, ES is going to drop out of the sky, right? And I'm completely more comfortable trading ES than I am trading NQ, just because I feel like the liquidity is easier to read. I feel like the movements are more fluid. And yeah, that's the reason why I'm definitely paying attention to what ES has to offer today. So matter of fact, let me get that set up. My charts here.
Yeah. Huh.
Looks like we're in a pretty aggressive downtrend here on ES. Tap this trend line pretty nicely here. Let me see if I can't get a different trend line here. All right. There we go.
There's a lot of selling going on down here right now, or maybe a lot of buying.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of buying on ES, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, on NQ too. NQ's also in 2-hour demand.
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes until market opens, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just kind of waiting to see what's going on. Top of the top, what's going on? Go Crazy Entertainment. Jay George in the building, 6363. I think you're new, so shout out to the new people in the building. Drop one of them. I don't think we've seen Jay George before, have we?
I think so, maybe. I can't remember.
I don't think I've seen Jay George before. Yeah, nothing crazy, nothing unusual on the tape. Just a lot of. I think I left my tape running last night too. I was kind of paper trading the market, so my CVD's at like 9,300. What's yours at?
Negative 4,700.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Negative 9,000. So I'm like double what you got. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of buying going on down here, and buyers are actively like loading up liquidity beneath us. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like the market wants to move up higher.
I agree.
We'll wait and see. The market's about to open. It's about to get volatile here in about 6 seconds. Okay, here we go. Yep. Jesus. Oh, that's what the volume profile thing looks like on here? Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. About to accidentally buy along, trying to get rid of the stupid volume profile.
On TraderVate?
Yeah. Yeah.
It should come with it.
Not on, well, at least not my Apex. My Apex didn't come with it.
All right, these buyers are stepping in. That sweeper pretty much got filled down there at 47.62. I'm inclined to kind of let this thing play itself out for the next 30 minutes or so. A lot of aggressive buying coming in, though.
Ooh, there's a sweep. Check and see how the stocks opened up. Apple's opening up bullish. Microsoft's opening up bullish. Let's check NVIDIA. Tesla's opening up bullish as well. And NVIDIA is also opening up bullish. Or no, NVIDIA's opening up bearish. Sorry.
I was about to say, no, it didn't.
NVIDIA gapped down $7. Jesus Christ. But Microsoft is pushing. Google's pushing, and Apple is also pushing as well. And it looks like they're finding some pretty nice buyers down here as well. We had a pretty nice push down. A lot of selling going on down here, getting absorbed. But for how long? That's the question.
So I'm watching these stocks push up, but I'm also watching the VIX push up. I'm just not buying these stocks. I think the stocks are, a lot of people that were short these stocks are closing their position this morning, and now they're looking to reload at the highs once they get out of their positions. So I'm just looking at the VIX, and the VIX is pumping toward 1445 right now. And then the ETFs are definitely just absorbing all the buy side liquidity. And there's just more and more selling coming in at these lows. So Microsoft is out of here though. But we got resistance on Microsoft at 372.74. 372.74 resistance. And then 90-minute supply, basically previous day high at 375. So this thing really wants to get cooking. It can go up about $3, but I'm just really not convinced because, oh my God, Tesla. Tesla's down $2 to start the day.
Ooh, Jesus, what a
Amazon's up $2. And now here comes NVIDIA. So NQ's probably getting ready to push. Yeah, NQ's probably pushing already.
NVIDIA's moving. Everything's getting a bullish open, but
look at the VIX. It's in the 50s now.
Not yes.
I am not convinced.
NQ's getting a nice bounce here.
Yeah, it's because NVIDIA woke up. I am not convinced on this push. I'm gonna sit. Like I said, my plan is to kind of sit and wait for this news anyway, but it's very interesting watching the price action here.
I haven't seen enough to get long.
I went long at 588, says Micaiah, with 1 micro. Nice. Not new. I made the 12K in my 50K account by accident. Oh, this is Jay George. Oh, yeah, I remember.
That was crazy. That was the short. That was the short on NQ that tried to hold, and it just continued dumping.
I remember it. And break even. Yeah, I'm just not buying the longs right now. I'm just watching the VIX continue to push. I don't think this market's going to push up. I think we're going to come down. Hassan says, yo, boys, I got a question. Why do you guys trade futures and not Forex? We're not against trading Forex, but the biggest thing for us is we love to use the tape. And I'm sure you can use the tape for Forex, but you'll have to pay a much more money for that, right? I think eventually we'll switch over, not switch over, but we'll start to add Forex pairs to our journey. But right now we're about 2 years into our futures trading journey, and we're just focusing on 2 instruments at a time right now. And those instruments are ES and NQ. But to me, the more I learn about this journey, the more I study, the more I realize it doesn't matter. Price action is all the same. Honestly, you just have to figure out how the instrument works in regards to what size you can put on, right? So I went long again at 585, break even on the stop. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think that this market will get some type of rally, I assume, because the stocks are so bullish. But again, I'm just looking at the VIX, and the VIX is not agreeing with this move. So I just think we're going to consolidate, and it's at least on ES, right? So locking in 23 points, nice. At least on ES right now, like ES is not moving at all. NQ's pushing up, trying to get out of this area. Here, we'll go split screen right there. Tapping that daily change of character at 16,621, right? And getting rejected. Like I said, this change of character area on NQ right here is going to be very key. And you can see every time we tap it, it's like we're allergic to it. So let's see us close above that. I'd be interested. I think that'll be an interesting level to keep an eye on. Is 621. That's that daily change of character. And usually at a change of character, after we break it, we go back, we retest it. And usually we fail if the market's going to continue to be bearish. We fail and then we go lower. So that's why I'm targeting that area for shorts. You got this. Yeah, you know what, Hassan, from a YouTube growth standpoint, it honestly makes sense for us to transition, or not even transition, just add Forex to the repertoire, because from a YouTube growth standpoint, I can make a ton of videos about futures, but everybody's making videos about futures. I can make a ton of video about Forex, and there's a ton of more people trading Forex than there is trading futures. If I switch to Forex, if I make the switch to like an MT5 or whatever you guys trade over there, I guarantee the channel will grow exponentially, because there's just more interest in Forex than there is in quote unquote futures. And quite frankly, I think it's ridiculous. I think futures is way better, in my opinion, as far as regulations go and order fills and all that other type of stuff. And the prop firms are cheaper. So I don't get it, but I haven't done the full research. Makai says he's out here, done with my PAs. Let's go, baby. Good clean move. Good clean move. Like I said, guys, still waiting for me. My plan is to wait for this thing to drop. We got JOLTS report at 10 o'clock, right? And that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on that 9 a.m. drop of the JOLTS report for me to decide what I want to do on the day. So just a heads up on what I'm waiting on. Micaiah, you gonna get a payout this time, man? You should be ready for a payout soon. Well, I don't know if you can submit. You haven't traded those accounts for 10 days yet, have you? You should be ready for that payout on the 15th, right? What was that?
I coughed.
It sounded like you was choking, sneezing, and coughing all at the same time.
Nah, just a cough.
Oh, 300K accounts? Oh, so you gotta, what's your threshold for payout on 300? I'm taking my time with them this time. Okay, good. What is your what is your number that you have to get to request a payout? And how much of a payout can you request? Like the max? You got to get to 6,500. And how much can you request? Or is that how much you can request?
I think you request all of it.
Is 6,500 the amount you can request, or is that the amount that you have to get to? Just to clarify. Just curious. You can see on the screen, ES and NQ are literally going in opposite directions right now. So it's kind of funny to watch.
There's so much selling going on ES. I think we're about to pop.
Yeah, there's a seller absorbing, or there's a buyer absorbing a ton of price down here. A ton. And NQ's already trying to push above its change of character there. I have to get to 7,600 to request, and then you can request 6,500.
Oh.
Is that the max? So if you get 300K accounts, then you can request you can take up to 7,500. Okay, but if you do that, then your trailing drawdown is $100. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's dope. I don't know what is the number that you have to make. like to fund the account? You have to make 7,600, or is it like 20,000 or something like that? I think it's like a big number, right? To complete the challenge.
Oh, it's like 20K.
Like 20K. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said yesterday.
Okay. It's not hard to do if your drawdowns like it's past the eval is 20K. And your drawdowns like what, 7,500? All right, here comes the push on ES here. Again, on the tape, there was just a lot of absorption down here at these lows. And there was a buyer or seller absorbing price here. So you got two 300K PAs. Nice. Drawdown is 7,500. Nice. Yeah. That's a huge drawdown. It's just too expensive for my blood. I like to do it cheap. I'd rather have multiple accounts and just try to manage the drawdown, the 50K. That's why I'm more inclined to do the 50K ones. I understand the 300K drawdown is very important. All right. Apple just hit 1 hour supply, just like we just talked about. Literally, I mean, I couldn't draw the supply zone any more perfect. Look at this. 185.88 is the price we just called out. And I'll be dang if Apple's high on the day is 185.87. So I was off by a penny. And it's immediately got rejected as soon as it tapped that level. Resistance on Microsoft is 372.74. And it looks to be potentially rejecting this level. So we'll see. 372.64 is the high of the day. And then NVIDIA is just literally coming back for all the gains here. So, but NVIDIA has a resistance at 489.74. Google's pushing through its resistance, or attempting to push through its resistance, tapping the previous day high right now at 138.30. Looks like it may be rejecting, but Apple looks like it's rejecting very aggressively right now. So that would be something to watch. And last but not least, we got the VIX over here doing its thing. So again, 1496 is the target for VIX today. So maybe 15, something like that. So again, just watching and waiting for me. Not touching anything just yet, just watching and waiting.
Yeah, ES is in a nasty range right now. A disgusting range.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The news is about to drop here. Stocks are looking super bullish right now. So Apple's pulling back, but the rest of the stocks are just continuing to push up. And then obviously, if Tesla's falling, the rest of the stock market is going to keep pushing, right? So there's that. NQ's looking to try to close above that daily change of character on the 15-minute. That's exactly what you want to see. So let's just see what happens here. Or at least for me. NQ is outperforming ES tremendously right now. NQ from its lows is up almost 100 points, and ES hasn't moved 3 points.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad over here. But I think we're going to get going.
All right, here comes the rejection at that 5-minute supply zone on NQ. We just tapped 636 on the dot. Right here, you can see that 5-minute supply zone kind of rejecting price right there. ES never even pushed up to its supply zone at 47.70, which is where I would have been looking to trade ES. But again, just trying to be patient, gathering as much information as I can, giving the market about another 15 minutes before I make any decisions. And again, I understand, just like I said yesterday, I understand by waiting, I know that this market is going to get to pumping with probably 5 minutes before the news drop, 2 minutes before the news drop. It's going to pump or it's going to dump. And immediately I'm going to get that feeling of FOMO. But I'm addressing that feeling right now. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to do anything about it. Because my plan is to wait, right? If your plan is to trade it, definitely get in a position and look to trade it. Me, I'm going to sit on my hands because I don't do well trading news. I don't like the volatility. I don't like the bounces. I don't like the crazy reversals. I don't like any of that. So I'm inclined to just watch the market, read the chat, and call out price until that news is over. Makai says he's working on 2 more 300K evals at the moment too. What's up, Jay?
I was gonna say there's just a lot of selling going on ES, like a lot, like a lot. I don't know what to make of it just yet. I haven't quite figured it out, but we're holding the low. Huh? It could be. It could be somebody. It could be somebody trying to get into position long before the news. It's very strange. I'm not sure what to make of it. So I'm kind of with you on just like letting price do what it does, and then maybe if we get buying out of it, waiting for it to come back and like retest it, because I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just know I don't want to trade in a 3-point range, and I just feel like it's probably not a good idea to trade this.
Yeah.
But NQ's moved pretty nicely so far this morning. It would have given you some headaches.
But it's super choppy though. Like, it is. It's extremely wicky. So if you don't get the lows, and then ES looks like it's trying to break its low. Like this selling's trying to get rewarded down here.
We just did it again.
Huh?
See, that sucks. On Trade-Evade, we came all the way down to like the 58s, but on Trading View and on Bookmap, we came down to like 60. So it looks like we swept on Trade-Evade, but we didn't really sweep. So if you got long on Trade-Evade, if they filled you, you would have got fucked. Well, F for no reason.
This guy.
What? I'm serious. That would have really sucked because you would have really been stopped out. This price never really went down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of aggressive selling being absorbed down here. So I could play it one of two ways. I could get long early and have a really tight risk and just get stopped out a lot, or I could just wait. I think waiting is probably the better option.
Yeah, I just don't see an edge. Like I see the absorption, but I would much rather see the result first. NQ's gone. NQ is gone. NQ from its lows this morning is about to be up 100 points, while ES has not moved 2 points from its low.
Yeah, ES is taking a while to get going. But what's interesting though is that, like you said, the VIX is still pumping. So
yeah, the VIX is pumping. I mean, mostly because this JOLTS report is going to cause some volatility.
That's true. That's a good point.
But at the same time, I want to, like I said, I just want to see more confirmation that we're going to go back up, because I'm not buying this yet. Not at all. I think ES is telling the truth. I think NQ is trying to trap some folks.
Potential.
Just looking at the hourly on ES, I mean, there's just no reason to buy this thing yet at all. But we'll see.
Yeah, just a lot of selling. A lot of, it's just the delta is like blood red down here.
Yeah, I know. Mine's at 17,000 now. So yours is probably at what, like 10,000?
My CVD, it's at 12,000.
Yeah, you're almost caught up with me, and mine's been running all day or all night. So that says something. If they dump this thing, they're going to absolutely flush this market. I feel like they're just trying to trap retail, right? Like I feel like the market is based off, the stocks are basically pushing. The stocks are pushing, but the ETFs aren't moving, which tells me that a lot of people are buying the stocks, not paying attention to the ETFs. Or maybe they just don't know where they are on the chart, because, oh my goodness, Google just rejected right on the money, right at 138.30, a little bit above. Google just rejected so aggressively. Oh, look at that. Microsoft right at my resistance level, 372.74. I can't wait to go back to playing options. And again, I think Nvidia has, that's because Apple's moving. Apple came back and retested its high, and then now it's going back to retest that supply zone at 185.88. So I think that's what ES was waiting on, is for Apple to kind of get going.
Just got rejected pretty heavily right there. See if it pops back up though.
Are you long right now?
No.
You know, you gotta ask you, because you be like, yeah. So I secretly got long 20 minutes ago, guys. I had to sit through some pain.
No, not on this one. Not on this one. I didn't get long. There's just a lot of selling going. I told you, I don't know what to make of all this selling down here, and like we haven't like as soon as we come up, I'm seeing the sweeper come into the market. So,
I'm not buying any of this bullishness. I think the market wants to flush. If I'm wrong, so be it. But my thesis is still bearish until proven otherwise. Until we start to break above some type of structure, some type of swing high, swing low. To me, it's that simple. Like until we break structure on some type of higher time frame, like I'm not interested. Like, oh, I didn't even see this 1 hour supply zone on ES that we created. We'll go ahead and just mark that.
We're just moving sideways right now. That 5 minute orb strategy would work perfectly though. Well, he trades NQ. Maybe it would work perfectly on NQ. He probably something got messed up. Yeah, Patrick. He trades the 5 minute orb strategy. Remember?
That's not a strategy. He made that shit up. 1 hour.
It's real.
Well, you go ahead and trade that then. I'm gonna chill off that.
I think Micaiah trades an opening range break off the 5 minute. But he uses the 15-second chart though.
Micaiah trades price action.
It's still price action.
I'm bearish until 16,000 on NQ. Then I want to see how she reacts. Oh yeah, on NQ, man, let me see. I think I'm bearish down to about. I don't know, man. Hang on, let me see. I haven't thought about like where my bearishness ends, but I think if I had to, I'd be bearish. Yeah, I'm with you. Basically down to where all of this consolidation was right here. I'd be bearish down to about 16,000 as well. Like maybe 15.8 would be my last, like I'd be looking for bounces after we get down there, but I just think this thing is going to continue to fall. But I could be wrong. This could be just a healthy pullback. We'll see. It's a healthy pullback with a lot of structure breaks. That's for sure. I think we're past pullback territory. I think we're in correction territory at this point. After 2 aggressive days like that. Yeah, see, I just can't trust longs. Look how fast we came back down.
I know.
He said, "Oh, I know." Like that 47.60 level is holding, but we came back down here way too fast.
Yeah, we're just moving sideways. We got 5 minutes on the news.
Is that what you guys call it? Orb opening range breakout? Okay.
Yeah,
what do you do right here? If you're trading ES, what do you do right here on ES? Do you consider this an opening breakout, or it
wouldn't work? It wouldn't work because they take the high. It's like your 15-minute strategy. The 15-minute strategy you used to use, that was an orb. They use the opening range of the 15-minute. If you're above the 15-minute candle, you wait for the pullback, and then or you play the breakout
range of the opening candle. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think it's more information the higher you go. That's why I wouldn't take it down to like the 5 minute, right? Like I think the information is more reliable the higher the time frame. That's why I actually liked your 1 hour breakout. But again, I felt like that was too long. So
you're talking about
The orb on the 1 hour, it's the same thing. The inside zone. Oh goodness, here comes these sellers about to get rewarded, and there goes the VIX into the 60s. Yeah, I will not be trusting longs today. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, for me, just as long as the VIX isn't agreeing and the stocks can't move any higher, and the NQ can't move any higher, to me, it's shorts all day, baby.
Yeah, and it would have been a bad. It would have been a decent attempt at long, just from what I was seeing. But there was a sweeper that kept coming in every like 2 minutes to sweep the price down. So I was like,
I think for a person that looks at things as high quality or low quality, I think you would agree that that's very low quality to be long in the market in the middle of a downtrend that's been selling off for 3 days for 5 points. When you could literally just say, okay, let me look for the higher quality setup and look for more points than a 5-point stout. Would you not agree with that?
I mean, yeah, that trade was lower quality based off what was going on. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's low quality to go against. It's lower quality to go against the trend, but it can still work, I guess.
So, do you believe in low quality and high quality setups, or no? You say you're looking for A+ setups, right? So
yeah, but an A+ setup could be going against the trend, and it could work.
I'm not saying that it couldn't work, but if price is getting rejected at the highs of your range, your 4 or 5 point range, it's getting rejected more aggressively than it's pumping every single time, then I think it's higher quality to look to short at the high of that range instead of trying to play the opposite of the range.
I think it's just low quality in general to try to short and long a range of 5 points because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Can you turn that? Emily, can you turn that off? Whatever you're listening to, can you turn it off? Because I cannot hear you and him in the background. Uh-huh. Well, why'd you say you nutted up? Nutted up means that you got the balls to take it. You had it dead to rights at 40. But like I said, to me, I would just wait. And again, everybody can trade how they want to trade. Like I'm always open to debate people's strategies, right? Like, just, it's not to say that you're wrong. It's just, I'm curious the way that you think. That's why I give Justin so much crap, because I just be curious to see the way that he thinks, and it gives me more information to see the way that he trades. I just think it's just for me, and the way that I like to trade, I just think it's a better decision to wait for this news to drop. Look at this freaking VIX go. This thing hit the 70s. This JOLTS report is everybody's waiting on this thing. 1470. Goodness gracious. This thing is flying. 9 seconds to the JOLTS report. VIX is at 1470. Let's see them, baby. Retest and drop. Or do we pump? All right, tape just cleared. See if we push back up to 47.77. There's the rocket candle up. Let's see if it holds. Previous day low retest right there on ES. Order filled. Stop filled. Okay. That was quick.
What was that, Malik?
Oh, okay. Oh, when it breaks up or down, you take a small position and scalp it really quickly. Yeah.
Wait, so did you win on that trade, or did you?
Like, he probably lost. That thing got stopped. Out so fast. You didn't hear it say order field, stop field.
I heard. I didn't know if you just pulled these specials only looking for like 5 points on you or what's
that was the fastest trade. I think that was the fastest trade I've ever heard in my life. Ah, that was funny. All right, rejecting the previous day low. Let's see if that holds. Again, we can check on this Forex news or the JOLTS report. 8.79, which the expected was 8.84. Basically a nothing burger, guys. So I think the market is going to continue to sell, in my opinion. Nothing changed out of the JOLTS report, so we're going to keep selling.
That's a pretty nasty rejection.
Yeah, that was ugly. Sweep of the highs. Looks like we're coming down. Again, I'm playing ES today, so I'm just kind of being a little bit more patient. I want to see this thing kind of sell off and get out of all of this choppiness. Like let's just get to an area where I'm looking to trade here. Not coming back into any supply as of late. So if we completely dump, I'll be looking for longs on the way back up. But I don't know what price is trying to do right here. I know the VIX is getting really, really aggressive. Somebody is definitely loading into a buy position here. I mean a sell position. And Apple is reversing massively. There's a pretty ugly reversal right there on Apple. Somebody is loading into a huge. There is a ton of selling going down here at these lows. And again, to me, that's more bullish than bearish. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if the VIX cools off and we get this thing to push up. I would much rather us go up before we dump for my taste in trading. I would love to see this thing push up. And NQ did put in a lower high and an inverse head and shoulder on the 5 minute. So maybe we start to push over here on NQ. Very nice inverse head and shoulder on the 5 minute and the 15. I mean, whichever angle you want to look at it, it's an inverse head and shoulder, but it's basically sideways action right now. I think we're looking to push out of this. Oh, you don't play ORB on days like this, though? I tend to do it when the market is trending in a direction strongly. Yeah. Yeah, this morning chop is not something I want to participate in just yet. I'd much rather wait to see how we react when we come up to this 1 hour supply zone I just found at 47.74, 75 on ES. I like that area for shorts. This is market trading, sit and wait. Or, I mean, you could take a bunch of trades, which is also okay. As long as your risk is managed, as long as you have a plan, get your money, baby, get your money.
Oh, man.
Are you taking any medication, bro? Mucinex, Sudafed?
I took some Mucinex, but it's not helping my headache.
Yeah, it's because your sinuses are all jacked up from the congestion. You probably need to take some Sudafed. The Mucinex helps with all the congestion. Yeah, it loosens everything up. But you need that Sudafed. Mix you some Sudafed. Take a Sudafed. First, you need to eat. Get some OJ, eat, and then take some Sudafed and maybe some Tylenol and Motrin. You can take those both at the same time.
That's what I'd be scared of, not knowing if I could take some at the same time as other
Well, you have a friend that was a medic for 13 years. All you got to do is give me a call.
I know.
Yeah, you can take Tylenol and Motrin at the same time. And the Mucinex as well as the Sudafed, they're stimulants. The Sudafed is a stimulant, so it doesn't really affect the Tylenol and the Motrin, but it will get you a little bit hyper. So you definitely need to eat food and drink a lot of water.
Get you hyper.
Well, to get your blood pressure pumping, it's a stimulant. It's a reason why people don't really take Sudafed at night. It can actually keep you up. So
I didn't know that. Isn't Sudafed what they use to make
Yep. Yeah, meth. Exactly. That's why it's a stimulant. That's why they want it. He's like, wait a minute, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're pushing out of this area pretty aggressively. I'm completely okay with this move to the upside. I just want to see how we finish, right? Like I just want to see a finish. I'm not interested in trading this market until I see some type of finish here. So really liking this 30-minute demand zone. That sweep we got at the lows at 47.56 was probably a good entry if you wanted to take the market long. Me personally, I like to see us break some type of structure to the upside, and I'll play the retest back to the upside.
Garlic honey, huh? Sounds like an interesting combination.
So take the meds, bro. My mom be hitting me with all these remedies and stuff. Like she'd be like, all you got to do is make you some penicillin. I was like, or I could go to the doctor and get some penicillin. I was like, I have insurance, Mom.
Make some penicillin, Jesus.
Bro, my brother be making penicillin.
That's nuts. I didn't even know you could make it.
Oh, it's so disgusting. It's like a whole bunch of stuff that you shouldn't be putting in your body, but you can put in your body. It's just so gross. It's like one of those things you got to hold your nose and just be like, take it down. I'm like, bro, why can't I just go get a penicillin shot? Like they narrowed this down so I don't have to taste this nastiness. Yeah. I'm a strong believer in hottie toddies though. Like you remember what happened last time your wife made that hottie toddy for you?
Yeah, it was straight.
Yeah. Get you lemons, garlic, honey. All of those things are just natural healers of the body. You've been sick too long. You need to go take some meds, bro. Look at these sellers. Yeah. They're like, oh, you thought it was cool to come up here, huh?
Yeah,
bro, they taking folks' money this morning, bro. I'm not messing with it. I'm chilling. I do all that and take garlic and honey, clears you out. Yeah. That makes sense. See if we're retesting this high. I mean, these highs right here and potentially getting ready to go up. See if we push up right here at 47.63. Maybe start to build some structure to go up. I'm still bearish until we break above some type of structure. But I was hoping to get a push into 47.74. It looks like bulls are failing again. So just looking to trap more sellers or more buyers. VIX is at 1460. Apple still rejecting. Microsoft rejecting a little bit. Kind of holding value at these highs, though. I'm not gonna lie. Tesla is down $4 on the day. Yeah, I think all these sellers mean business down here, Jay. I think this is the one time where you can look at like it's just too much selling. This is too much selling. There's nothing I want to do down here. No, me neither. That's why I was like, I'm looking at all of this. I'm like,
I didn't expect the buying to come in, but I was like, well, whatever. There's no way I'm catching that. And then this selling, I don't have an area. I mean, I guess you could look to short VWAP, but that's just not an area I was looking to short. So, like, this is fine. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm like, this is just noise. Like, I could care less what the market's doing right here. None of this is areas where I want to trade the market, so I'm just gonna sit on my hands and wait.
Not to mention, there's FOMC minutes, so
we could consolidate out.
Move of the day.
This might be a cash day for me. Dang, I forgot about that. Thank you for that. Yeah, this might be a cash day.
Yeah, that I was gonna say I'm
leaning
more to
good call
anymore just because there's FOMC and that might have been the only move that we get. So
no, I think we get more moves. I just wanted glad that you put that on the radar for sure.
Yeah, I meant the only move we get for like the morning.
Gotcha.
Obviously we're gonna get a move for FOMC. They're definitely gonna want to move the market, but we might and that would make sense now to why there was all that selling going on and them kind of jockeying for position.
And that would make sense as to why the VIX is going nuts.
Yeah,
I thought it was about the JOLTS report, but
I probably had something to do with it. That probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, a little bit of both, right? We're at 14. We're almost at 15 right now. So if they're going to sell this market off, like I said, it's going to be a deadly sell-off. Because this VIX is pushing up aggressively. All right, here comes NQ trying to break its lows here at 582.75. I'm going to step away. I got to go. I'm going to go turn this heat down a little bit and maybe look for scrummage through the fridge. My children are gone. My wife is gone. Nobody's here to make me breakfast.
Your kids are back at school?
Yep. Yours aren't?
They don't start till
The
next
6th?
week, I think.
Okay. Yeah, some schools do it differently.
They don't start till like the 8th.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
well,
the
hold
8th
on.
is Monday.
Yeah, no, my kids went back the day after, or they gave them a break after the day after New Year's, and then looks like we're about to push down. So I'm gonna hold off on my little break. I'm gonna get rid of this demand zone, and I think 5-minute supply may be something that I'm interested in. I just need to see a break of structure here on ES. NQ's already breaking down below 1580. If we can close below 1580, I think a retest of about 6-1. I mean, if we can close below 583, I think a retest of about 623 through roughly about 613 would be a good area to look to short the market. And the same thing over here on ES. I'm gonna get rid of this demand zone here because again, I had no faith in these buyers at all today. But what I'm looking for now is just everything to break down and then give me a retest, and I'll look to trade it on the way back down. And this may be in a very aggressive sell-off, guys. So strap on your seatbelts because the VIX has been pumping, and the CVD is at 20,000 now to negative 20,000, which is a lot of selling, a lot.
How many points did you give yourself to be wrong? Oh, okay, got you. I mean, that was really volatile, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I think using the tape can help you with that. Because if you put a limit order on, you're basically trying to predict price, and that never works for anybody, right? So, I mean, it works sometime, but it's a crapshoot. I'd rather react to price. So, let's say price came up, you were trying to get filled at what, 640? Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, you like to see price come into 640, right? So you could say, okay, I'm just going to draw a box around 640 and watch what price does inside of this box, because your line, you're drawing a line in the sand at 640 to 644 or 645, and that's not that. Yeah, I know, and I know, but you're hindering yourself, right? Like, instead of doing that, just put a box right there and say, okay, I'll watch this area on the 15-second chart. If price comes up here and sweeps this area, I'll look to see what it does. And the minute I see rejection, I'll enter. And most likely, if you watch that on the 15-second chart in that area, you'll probably get a better position anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we not trying to be gamblers. We're trying to be traders, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just you gotta start building good habits, bro. And being a gambler is not a good habit. Like, start being a trader. You know what I mean? Like,
Topstep is doing another free reset code. They're doing another fire drill, just so y'all know.
Yeah, because they know people got cooked inside of this consolidation.
They be doing. I swear, if you wait long enough on Topstep, you don't never got to pay for a reset. Like, they hand out resets like candy.
Yeah, they do. 47.53 looks like we're about to break through this level as well. Give me one more good sell-off candle, and I'll be looking for retest in this zone. Looks like the 5-minute area, Jay, at that order block at 47.69 through roughly about 47.72. That 5-minute area right there. Looks like that's exactly where we tapped into, and then we got that rejection. See that there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's on the 5-minute. Yeah, I don't know. We got a nice block of orders in that 47.50, so I'm kind of curious to see how the market reacts. My plan calls for me to be bullish down here, but with the current context, I will not be bullish down here.
Hey, man, I hope it works out for you. I'm not touching longs. Like, this thing can rocket to the moon. I'll still be looking to short it.
She got about 10 minutes to get in. You're welcome. I'm assuming that DJ, that's about the fire sale. I only have one Topstep account, and I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't.
It was
need
a free Topstep X
okay.
account.
It's nice. It's good to to definitely get a reset, but I honestly don't need a reset, so I'm chill.
Yeah, 2024 goal is to not blow your account. That
Facts.
is the goal. Don't blow accounts this year. Yeah, so for me, this is where buyers could potentially step in. So I'm gonna let them show me that they want to buy. I'm not gonna be the first buyer. So we'll see. Maybe they put in some type of high or low, or we just continue selling. And if they continue to sell, then I'll just sit on my hands and not doing anything. I won't do nothing. So it's that simple. But I am interested in this little block of liquidity that we have down here, just to see if these orders get filled or what their intention is down here.
Update on Tesla. It's down $7 on the day. Tesla is getting reamed right now.
It's Elon's fault. It's Elon's
Tesla
fault.
is getting absolutely reamed right now.
Yeah, but this is what I'm watching. I'm watching this block of liquidity here, and then there's another block a little bit lower. So these orders don't mean anything until they get filled, but they are just interesting that they're sitting there. Somebody wants to get filled down here. We'll see whether they get filled or what happens with these orders.
Yeah, no, DJ Blitz and Pieces. I 100% appreciate you, brother. 100% appreciate you. Plus, it's not just about me, right? Like somebody in the chat may need that, right? So if you got the code, go ahead and drop it in the chat, right? It's not about me.
I've got it. I'll drop it. And there you go. That's the code, everybody. So if you need to reset your Topstep account, there you go. Or what you could do, I mean, I don't know. Right now the price action's kind of trash. But what you could do is, you could just full port, try to get funded today, and then if it don't work, you got a free reset. I don't think you should. That's gambling. But just saying, we're all degens at heart, even though we shouldn't be.
VIX is at 1480, almost pushing to 15 now. Almost to that supply zone, which would make sense to Justin's thesis. If we get to 14.96, there's a 4-hour supply on VIX. At the same time that ES is pulling into all of this liquidity right here. At the same time, the stocks.
What is that?
Malik. He didn't have his mic muted. At the same time, Apple, Nvidia are all testing previous day lows. I just don't care. I genuinely just don't care. Like if price wants to push up, I promise you I'm not buying it. I will wait until price comes to one of these supply zones. Plus, I don't have that area of interest. I do like all of the liquidity on the tape. It's interesting, but it's not where I'm looking to trade. So
Huts for Life says long 53 might get R-worded. LOL. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's not enough confirmation for me yet. We just had a aggressive selling come down to this level. So for me, I would much rather not be the person that buys first. I would much rather allow this to push up and then come back and retest an area, prove to me that sellers want to or buyers want to hold the area and not go any lower, and then I'd be open to longing the market. Unless I see something crazy on the tape. I mean, if I see like really strong buying on the tape, maybe I would probably be willing to take a stab and maybe put my stop underneath like 47, something like that. But right now, there's just not enough evidence for me yet to put risk on the table.
Yeah, for me, I'm to avoid taking longs down here. I just look at stuff like this. Like I just stop what I'm doing and I say, okay, look at this 1 hour, this 3 hour chart. Like look at this 2 hour chart. Look at the 1 hour chart. Like I understand we're in demand, but for me, I just feel like yes, longs will come in, but there'll be retracements for now, right? Until we start to break over some significant structure, longs will come in, but there'll be retracements. So just be careful when you're longing the market at these lows. Just make sure you get that confirmation, like Justin is saying. Make sure you wait for that confirmation to take the market back to the upside. I did find this 4-hour demand zone that we're discussing right now, this 50 level. I found a 4-hour demand over here that I didn't have marked before. So I went ahead and marked it while Justin was talking. So again, it's funny because it goes right into the daily change of character. So if we get below 47.43, I think this market is going to really start to come down. So yeah, just food for thought, man. Again, I'm not telling you how to trade. I'm not telling you what to do. It's just the way that I think about things. And I mean, you guys are here to hear my perspective, I assume. So another drop-based drop on the 5-minute here on ES. NQ is continuing to flush down. The VIX is continuing to push. There's just no signs in the market to look for longs, like in my opinion. Like if we follow the VIX, we follow the dollar, we follow the bonds, we follow the stocks, all the stocks are red, right? The VIX is at damn near weekly highs, monthly highs right now, right? And NQ and ES are selling off. Like I just don't understand the thesis for looking for longs right now. I don't know, call me crazy. Everything is pointing to short the market. So I get it that there's liquidity on the screen, but they haven't reacted to it, nor have they filled it. So for me, everything points to, and there goes VIX into the 90s now. Jesus. Like I said, the only way I would be looking for longs is if the VIX rejects 1496 on the 4-hour. So we'll see. Oh, you said it. No, I'm not saying that. Gonna give it a point. Okay. Again, I'm not saying it can't work. I don't see the edge right now for me. Right. The way that I like to trade, I like what I'm seeing on the tape. That's the only edge that I see right now. Right. What we're seeing on the tape is a lot of selling coming into that block of liquidity, and price isn't moving down. Right. So that's the only caveat to, okay, maybe this thing does pump out of here. But like Justin is saying, he sees the same thing, but he's not going to jump into it just because he sees it, because we saw this earlier and we pushed up for a little bit and then we dumped right through it. So you don't want to be a first buyer because you can't move the market, right? Like you want to wait till price gives you a reason to get long, especially when you have all of these other indicators that are against the long thesis, right? So just keep that in mind when you're potentially putting those trades out there.
I think he said it already got out.
Yeah, he got long at 47.53. He probably got stopped out.
Yeah, he said he got out for 2 ticks.
Okay,
half a point.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get out because I said get out. Just get in for your own reasons. I'm just telling you the reasons why I wouldn't get in yet. I'm not saying that longs are off the table. I'm just saying ultimately until we get some type of confirmation to go long. What?
About this.
Yeah, no, not at all, bro. Bucko. All right, there goes the VIX getting rejected at 14.90, and now we got price moving into the upside. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, and see how it's split. That's why I said if I was going to get long, I'd put my stop below all that liquidity, because that's where I would have, since we were at like the low of day, that's where I felt like I would have been wrong. So if I would have gotten long, not saying that this would work, because I mean we're still getting rejected, but I would have got long with my stop below 4747 because it's below all that liquidity. We filled the liquidity, buyers stepped in, and in the past I would have seen these three aggressive bubbles, and I'd have been like, okay, it's time to get long. We had absorption. There's a lot of negative delta on the tape. So I'm gonna get long here. We rallied another, like, I don't know, maybe 2 points from where I probably would have got long, and then we were rejected. And now we're coming back up, but I just haven't seen enough yet to get long. I would have to wait. Like, yeah, we filled all that liquidity, or we filled a good majority of it. They pulled some of it. Just looking at the tape, like, they pulled some of the liquidity, they filled some of it, but we got all this liquidity right here, right? So I don't really care about this liquidity until it gets filled, but I just know that it's down here. And then I just want to see what happens with price. So I don't want to get in long in this consolidation. Yeah, we're starting to move up, but there's still no reason yet for me to really get in long. Like, we're in an area where I'd want to get long, but buyers kind of have to prove themselves, especially after we got this sell-off. Like, they really got to prove that they want to take over and stop out some of these shorts, or at least trap some of these shorts down here that are trying to get in short late. That's really the main thing, is like, can you trap these shorts here that are expecting us to break down even further? So we'll see. Right now, longs are starting to kind of play out, but I just want to see. I want to see us kind of come up, come back down, find a good level, especially if we get some aggressive buying out of here, and then I can look to long the market potentially. But it's looking good for longs, though. It just have to be patient. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Like, that's a tough long. Like, when you think about it, longing it there, you're basically trying to bottom tick the market, right? Like, and the uncertainty of the market, it could have just as easily gone the opposite way, and it could have broken through all this liquidity, and you could have, let's say you did put your stop at 4747, it just could have as easily come down here, stopped you out, and then you'd have been like, dang, I should have sold a lot sooner or whatever. So I wouldn't look at it like you bailed. I would look at it like I got in too early, and now I need to reassess what the market's currently doing. And then Valdez says, I want shorts at 16,608. Yeah, you need the market to come back up. It could happen. It could happen. Yeah, because we're in an aggressive downtrend, so. We will see.
Yeah, I'm watching that area on the tape that you got up there where we sold off that 47.65 through 47.60 area, or 47.68. Looking for a retest of that area for shorts.
Yeah, and in my opinion, that's probably the better move, because you can see all these aggressive sellers that came into the market. They're gonna want to defend up here.
Yeah, and
going
they gave
long
they break the structure right there, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, going long can definitely work down here. It's probably going to be a little bit more short lived just because of the aggressive selling that we got. Now, if we get aggressive buying out of here, then
which we haven't.
It would, which we haven't so far. But if we got aggressive buying out here, then I would be more willing to try longs. But we're just not getting it. It's kind of like it's a good reference point, because it's true, like what Hob says about when we come back up and we're like really we're just like not aggressive, choppy. Normally it means we're probably gonna dump, and it's just people who are it's basically they're shaking out weak hands. So it's people who got short who can't hold. So there's a lot of buying and selling going on. A lot of people who are getting in long, FOMOing the move up, and then people getting out of their positions short because they can't hold. And then next thing you know, the market drops again, and it just shook out the weak hand. So you took small longs at 566. Yeah, that's not bad. And NQ's definitely moving a lot better for scalping the market back up. I don't know what the hell this was on my chart, but I have some zone over here that bounced the market, so not bad. Yeah, I saw that 5-minute hammer candle. Eric says, I have a limit order at 4755 with 3 contracts. Just a psychological number to trade. Just triggered as I'm typing this. Risky for sure. Stop loss is 3 points. Yeah. I don't like trading like that personally. Like I don't see a problem with trading like that, but for me, I don't trust I don't trust just numbers on the chart for me personally. Like I don't know. It's I need more than just a psychological whole number. You know what I mean? Like it could definitely work, and if it works for you and you back tested it and you know that it works, then keep doing it. But for me, I need to see buyers and sellers at the moment what they're going to do at a level. So
wait, are you in 3 mini contracts, Eric? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I've kind of reserved myself to the idea that I might stay cash this morning. I'm just not liking the price action thus far. If we get a retest into an area that I'm looking to trade, I'll trade it. But right now, market's not giving me what I want just yet.
He said, yeah, he's in 3 minis.
Okay, that's a short or a long?
He's oh, are you trying to long the market or are you trying to short the market? I assume you're trying to long the market, but maybe you're trying to short the market.
Yeah, he could be trying to short the market.
Well, no, he said stop loss at 572, so that's a long because the stop loss is below.
Oh, okay. I think that would have been a good entry to short, honestly.
Yeah, that would have been a good entry to short.
That's why I was asking. I was like, is he in 3 minis? Because that's probably a good entry to short the market. 10 points on those longs, nice.
Yeah, it's that's looking really good to short the market.
Yeah,
the market's just not coming back up. The market's not coming back up to any.
Yeah, and that's not the way I like to trade. If the market's not going to come back to my areas of interest, then hey, it's just not a trading day for me because I'm not going to trade FOMC. I'll just wait it out. Market's got another hour and a half or so. Maybe I'll go to the gym or something today if the market doesn't give me what I want. Could be one of those days where we create this supply early in the day, and then we don't come back and retest it until the volatility of FOMC. I've seen that happen a bunch of times too. So
Makai said it flipped short when the trend line broke. You flip flopper.
You flopper of flippers. Flippity flip.
Yeah, right now I just don't see a reason to go long just yet. There's no reason just yet. For me.
I think it's time to be patient. That's what I think. Or short the market. I cannot see myself long in this.
I can see myself long in the market, but it have to be the right. Yeah, the conditions would have to be right. Right now, they're not. Right now, the conditions.
I didn't say the market. I said this. Where we are currently, like the market has not given a reason to do anything, long or short. So that's all I'm saying.
Actually, the market. Funny enough, the market put in a head and shoulders pattern. Actually, if you look at it.
Yep.
On the 1 minute.
Yep, it surely did.
But it's getting rejected down at that low. It's not getting any continuation.
Yep.
Or maybe it might. I don't know. We're going and retesting that neckline now. So let's see if this drops because that was a head and shoulders pattern. So
yeah, and
like
NQ's in a straight up bear flag right now on the 5 minute. So
Makai said had 1 mini, took off for 1200 on that move. Nice. It stopped you out to the tick. Yeah. I mean, like I said, for me, there's no the buyers aren't here to long the market just yet. Like,
no,
okay. So I know you guys didn't see this form, but like, look at the bubbles for the selling, right? Like, see how aggressive and big these bubbles are, right? Like, look at the buying bubbles. Look how small they are and like non-aggressive and weak that they are, right? Like, if I want to be a buyer, I want to see bubbles like this come into the market. And then after I see bubbles like that come into the market, then I want to see what happens when we retest those bubbles, right? Like, That's what I'm waiting on. Just for clarification. Like, I don't want to long the market when it looks like this and we're just moving sideways, right? That's all we're doing right now. We literally went from this sideways down action to some volatility coming in the market. We basically trapped people who thought we were going long, right? Which is why I didn't play this action right here. It's too volatile for me, and to me, this is like the ultimate gambling. This is like going to the roulette table and just putting everything on red and hoping that it hits red, right? And then we got the sell-off, and now we're just consolidating again. Buyers are losing, but sellers aren't necessarily winning down here either, but they have the edge, right? Because of this.
And then with the context of the FOMC minutes are coming out at 2 p.m. It's just, we've seen this movie before. Like, we know how this movie can potentially go, right? So with that extra added context, it's just, I don't know. It's a cash day for me right now.
Bruh.
What's up?
Micaiah, I literally read this and I was like, I thought that said dildos. I was like, what?
How these? Oh, I thought I said that too.
I read it. I was like,
bro, what are you talking about? What's happening in chat today?
I was, oh man, I read that and I was like, what is Micaiah talking about? No, so that's funny you bring it up. The armadillos, they moved on like 2 houses down from me. So there's like 3 armadillo holes, 2 houses to the left of where I live. Oh no, 3 of them. There's 3 of them that live over there now. The one that I had moved out to over there once I kicked him out. He got evicted. He's lucky because I was gonna kill him. But no gifts for them under my tree. They are gone. They set up shop somewhere else. They got a villa. They got a villa 2 doors to the left. So. But yeah, Eric, see, this is, like, I know some people, and it's, I'll never say it's like a bad thing to use limit orders, because I know some people who use them and they're really successful, and they, as long as you have proper risk management, like, it really doesn't matter. But just for me and how I like to trade, like, I need some level of confirmation besides, like, we're at a price and the market bounced there before, so I'm just gonna put a limit order and like hope that it bounces again. Like, it could definitely work. I know a guy. Well, I don't know him personally or anything, but I knew of a guy. He trades supply and demand, and every supply zone and every demand zone, regardless of where it's at, he plays it right. And he makes a lot of money doing it, but he manages his risk and he takes that trade every single time, no matter what.
Exactly, because he knows the percentage.
Exactly. So if you're gonna do that, then that's cool. That But for me personally, I guess I'm more of like I try to be systematic, but I'm also a little bit discretionary too. So it's kind of just, I'm trying to find that balance between where my discretion lies and where my systematic. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. So
what?
What?
No, I'm just laughing at you trying to work your way through this language. You like system.
Yeah, I don't know how to look. I'm a smart brother, all right, but there's some words in context.
I swear I'm intelligent, Mom. I swear.
I'm trying to stay systematic at the same time. There's a balance, okay? I'm trying to find the balance between being systemized and being discretionary. There you go. So
that's freaking hilarious.
Right now, my discretionary brain is telling me you better not long this market, and my system is telling me you better not long this market.
I'm just not interested. The market's not doing what I wanted to do, so I'm just not interested. Not yet. I gotta go potty though. I'll be right back.
Wow. Okay. 5. Micaiah said, "LOL." Yeah, I might have thought the same thing when I wrote it. Kept it because it was funny. Yeah. It's like pause. Hustle for Life 45. My next down target short at 52. Nice. Again, like, okay, so for me on the shorts, it's tough because I personally, just from experience, me shorting it in this area right here like I'm never good at this, right? Like I just know from past experience, whenever we get this sell off right here, and then we get, you know, whatever's next, whether it's a bounce, I mean, we got a little mini bounce here, but I'm never really good at shorting the market because I never know how high up it's gonna be, which is why I'd much rather take it up here where this selling started, right? So like for me personally, I was looking at the wrong thing. For me personally, if I was gonna try to short the market, I would need the market to come up here because this is where the selling started. So it's about a 5-ish point range, right, of where the selling started. I would need the market to come back up here. We haven't came back up here, so I'm not interested in shorting the market. However, you shorted at 52, right? That's right before this liquidity got filled, or it didn't even get filled. It didn't even get filled. They pulled it. But so from a market standpoint, right? You're shorting the low right now. So at 52, you're basically asking people to continue selling after you, right? Because you're shorting the low. That means new sellers have to find value in shorting the market below your entry, which they currently are, which is good, but it's just not as high quality for me personally to short at the low, because now it's a big ask of the market of people being like, okay, I shorted it at 52, and now I need more sellers to come in to continue shorting these lower prices. Because that was like, at the time of you shorting it, that was like the ultimate low. So that's the only reason why I'm more against, for myself personally, shorting the market at low prices. I would much rather short the market, or I would much rather have the market come back up like it did here. Like when the market came back up here, now it's not as big of an ask for people to continue to short the market, because there's already people who are short who want the market to continue. Because now these people at 52, they're not in pain anymore, right? So it's like, well, they're in profit now. So I don't know, it's just the way I look at it. Eric says, yeah, psychological level trades are always a coin flip for sure. SPY below VWAP, QQQ below VWAP. I know the shorts is the trade based off the location. When against a trend became liquidity, 1,000%. I became hustler for life's liquidity at 52. Facts. Out 47. Facts. Yeah. Like, don't. I guess. Here's my other thing, hustler for life. Like, don't let the way that I think stop you from holding your trade to your profit target, because this thing very well could hit your profit target of 45. Like, I don't know why you got out. We did make a lower high, so that could be the reason. But I guess my thing is, and I had to learn this the hard way too, is shorting the bottom is just asking for you're asking the market to continue going lower, and you're asking for people to continue shorting, right? And it's a tough ask for people, right? I know it sounds kind of weird because it's like you're not physically asking them to, but like it's just easier to short up at these highs, and if I don't get it, that's fine. Or you could have looked to short up here. I see some buying drying up here, but I'm no good at spotting this. So like with these small bubbles, I never really trust it. So I got out. It was getting jumpy. Yeah, it is getting a little jumpy. I still think that we continue to fall. I mean, the market's making lower lows and lower highs, so there's no real reason for the market to not continue going lower. But what
you starting to push up here?
Oh, well, we'll see. But it is pushing up. But it'll be funny if it comes back up to your entry and then it dumps, because that happens a lot too, where you'll be in the right position, but because you didn't get in at like an actual swing point, then it's like it'll come back up, the rally will fail, and then we'll continue lower. So I don't know. But that's again another reason why I advocate sizing down, because then you get that data and see if it works and see if it happens. It doesn't really hurt you, right? Like if let's say you're in two minis and you got in at 52, you're at 4 points, you're up $400. That hurts a lot more to give back than if you're up $40 and you give it back. Then it's like, whatever. I just found out and I got some data from it. You know what I mean? So I got a green block on my 15-second, 47 to 48. Oh, okay. I don't have the 15-second chart, so I don't know where you're deriving your green block from, but this thing looks like it wants to continue pushing lower. We'll see, though. We got a drop-based drop on the 5-minute, potentially forming that consolidation, that acceptance. So we'll see.
I'm just bored. I'm about ready to go play some chef. Go chef it up. This feels like one of those days.
Yeah, it's a low volume, low volatility sell off day so far.
And here comes ES dropping even further down.
I knew this was coming. No, when I get out now, coming back down. It's not. It's not personal.
It's not personal, dog.
It's not personal.
Oh my God, VIX is at 96 now. Looking for that push straight down or straight up.
But that's why entries are so important, because had you gotten in short up at like 58 or 56, 57, you wouldn't have been worrying about it. But because you got an entry, 5 points lower, the market starts to come back up. Now you get a little bit nervous, you get a little bit scared, and then really all the market's doing is consolidating just to go lower. But it is what it is. I guess again, that's why
I think it's going to be tough for J Dunn to trade futures. Luckily, he's got because he doesn't really focus on the entry so much as where he thinks price is going to go. So he starts buying or selling. If he thinks the market's going to reverse, he starts buying early. He's going to have to take that away when he starts playing futures. He's going to get liquidated a lot sooner. He's not looking for scalper entries, pullbacks. He's looking at an area and he starts loading into positions as we come into that area. So luckily he's got a lot of capital. Hopefully somebody's teaching him, schooling him on futures, but I think that could be a potential learning curve for him moving forward.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
You know what I mean?
But the only thing though is I don't know. The only reason why I think he'll be okay though is because he does load in a little bit early, but it's not like massively early.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not a fan of sizing down, but I know he does. I know that is his strategy, is to size down until he gets that bounce.
You mean average down?
Oh yeah, sorry, average down. Yeah,
you're not a fan of sizing down. You're literally sizing down.
Average down. Yeah, he averages down until he gets his bounce or whatever. But he's got a pretty high win rate, so that's not all that he does. So we'll see.
Well, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that I think that would be a learning curve for him.
Yeah, definitely. On the 1 minute on ES is looking like we could be getting a potential head and shoulders. I see a shoulder. I see a potential head potentially forming here. This could be potential head and shoulders forming, but again, I want to see the buying actually come out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what price is going to do down here. So not interested.
Eric said 468.90 is the low of the day on SPY from 1221. That level just triggered for me. I'm long 3 ES contracts, 4748.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it works for you, like I said, any strategy can work. I think loans come in as we pop into this 1496 level. I need to see them. They're just not here. They have yet to show themselves. If they plan on getting long, if they plan on buying this market, at some point they got to leave a footprint. I just haven't seen the footprint. The only thing I'm seeing is continued pressure being put on the bulls, and they're not responding. We saw what it looks like when bulls respond. We saw it for 3 months. We're not seeing that right now. Instead, we're seeing the complete opposite of that. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm with Eric. I'm open to long in the market, but I just haven't seen enough yet to long it. That's all. It looks like selling is starting to dry up down here, though. It looks like there's a lack of selling going on down here. So we'll see. Maybe it picks up, maybe it doesn't. But so I am with Hobbs on the fact that I haven't seen enough yet from the bulls to want to try a long. But I mean, if that's you're following your plan, you got proper risk to reward, you got proper risk management. That's all you can do. That's all you can control. So everything else is up to the market.
Everything else is noise.
What's your target? What are you trying to get to on ES?
Oh.
But I definitely see long potentials. I just haven't Haven't seen enough yet by these bulls.
ES looks a lot better for longs. A lot better. I'd be open and long in ES down here, 47, 49 area. Especially with that rejection off the VIX right there at 47.96. I like that. I actually may shoot to try a long down here. What's the risk? 3 points? Let's see.
Eric says, I only take trades from low day, high day, VWAP trades, and psych levels every now and then. Yeah, I like this trade. I see the lack of selling going on down here. I just want to see some buying start to.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more. I think if I take the trade now, it'll just be off boredom.
But yeah, I see definitely a lack of selling going on. Just need to see some type of push up, and then a retest of that low. Like if we can push up kind of far away, and then we get a retest of like 47.50-ish area, I would look to take the market long, especially if we see something on the tape, like a blip of liquidity come up. I would be open to taking the market long.
I concur. Young grass.
468.90 is low of day on.
He's on SPY.
On SPY.
Yeah, he's on SPY.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing on ES. Yeah. I mean, it's probably the low of day that we're touching. Yeah. Oh no, we're actually hitting the low of day on the 14th of December right now. We actually bounced at it perfectly. 4675. That was low of day on December 14th. So, like I said, this is the third bounce of this area. That's why I'm interested in longs down here, because every time we come down here, buyers have stepped up. But I just need to see, after such aggressive selling, I just need to see the buyers actually want to step up, and then I can look for an area where I want to get long after I've seen it. Because right now, you're in first buyer territory.
Yep.
And I just, when I'm in first buyer territory, more oftentimes than not, I lose, and I'm going to take a lot of small paper cuts trying to be the first buyer. Or I could just wait and be the second or third buyer, and I'm cool with being the second or third buyer in this situation, unless something like really jumped out to me on the tape, but I haven't seen that yet. So Hunts for Life said, had to take that long at 47, out at 51. I think I'm done. Nice.
I don't think, again, I think you guys are taking really good trade setups because you understand the risk and you understand that, hey, this is not going to be a long trade. This is, you know what I mean? I prefer the longer trade setups, and for the way that I like to trade, the market hasn't given me that yet. So I'll just wait.
Yeah. Hustle for Life. My question would be, like, on that long, how many points were you giving yourself to be wrong? Were you giving yourself 1 point of risk for, what is that, 4 points or 2 points? Or like, how many points were you risking? Two? Okay, so you got a 2-1. Nice. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day, is that you're risking 2 points to make 4. So it's a good trade.
Oh boy. 5.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of. I really think selling is starting to dry up. My only problem is that this is something that I'm not the best at spotting. But there's just like a lack of selling on the tape, and I can kind of show you, like, you see down here these. Oh wait, no, yeah, oh man, I had it, but I kind of lost it. But you see these like really small bubbles these really small bubbles down here. You can't. It really sucks because I don't have the. Okay, here we go. This is better. Yeah, so you see like this bubble is really, really small. You can't see it. I don't know why my screen doesn't show up, but it's like 8 volume. Here's another really small bubble too.
Oh, when you hover above it, it doesn't show yours either anymore?
Not on StreamYard. I can still see it, but they can't.
Oh, okay. Mine, just in general, when I hover above it, I can only see it down at the bottom now. It doesn't show it like on screen.
So you see over here to the top, this like show data tooltip. If you press that, it should come back if it's not checked.
Show data tooltip.
Yeah.
Wait, what does it look like?
It's like a comment bubble.
Oh.
If you press that, it'll come.
Yeah,
it'll
okay,
come
it's
back.
good. It's good. It's good. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you about that. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Again, you guys can't see it, which kind of sucks, but there's like 48 volume down here. There's 3 volume down here. So basically what I'm looking at is like there's a lack of selling going on down at these lows. So if there's a lack of selling, there can only be one thing that takes place is buying. So that's kind of why I'm a little bit more bullish in this area, but I'm really, really bad at spotting this. Like I'm spotting it now, but I don't trust it because I don't trust myself pretty much, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm not going to take this trade, but I do think this could potentially be a good long setup.
I just don't like just looking at it for, what it is. Like, I just don't like the lack of aggression. I think that, like you're saying, this could be a good long back into where those sellers came in. I would much rather just wait for price to come. I think it's higher quality, or for me, I think it fits my criteria more if we come back into that higher level where those sellers sold off at, and then I'll look to short the market back down from there. It does look good for longs. Like I said, I would have rather gotten the longs down in the 40s. So whoever got 46 or 47, that's exactly where I would have been looking to long the market as well if I was going to take it. I think it's a little too far gone for the way I like to trade, but or at least on ES.
Yeah, so I'll probably end up.
We got that.
This is just like a missed opportunity for me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I think this was a good along the market, and we even got the beautiful pullback on the 1 minute into 47.48. I was just kind of out of it and bored, but yeah, that was really nice. Good. Whoever spotted that, man, good call. I think it was. I know Justin was talking about it, but I'm just meaning like in the chat. I know somebody brought it up as well.
Nah, Eric definitely took the trade in his printing. And I think there's enough room to profit too, because I mean, if you took it at 47, 57 would be a nice area to potentially look to scale out if we get resistance up there. But ultimately, I'd be trying to get back up into the 60s. So
yeah, I think 60, 61 through about 68 is a good target because that's where I'm looking to short it back down. I got to get back focused because yeah, that was a really good trade, man. I really like that. I'll definitely mark that on my chart as mother lover. You should have took this trade.
Yeah.
There's a 1 minute supply at 54. If we hold there, maybe I'll look to re-enter if we come back down to 49 through roughly about 47. But I don't think it's coming back down. I think that was the move right there. And now you can even see the bubbles starting to get bigger, right? Because we're getting more buyers to come into this market. So maybe it's time to get that pullback we've been waiting on for all day.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. That's the name of the game. My last trade, I was risking 3 points to make 9. Same with this current trade, risking 3 to make 9. I can lose 3 out of 4 trades and break even. Yep. That's all that matters.
And that's 100%. I'm glad you said that. That's 100% all Justin and I are trying to preach. Is just like, I don't care how you trade, just have proper risk management, man. If you have proper risk management, everything else is noise. So, good trade, brother.
Yeah, that's one thing that I need to start working on is spotting the buying or selling drying up. In this case, I kind of spotted it, but I
remember this used to be our trade though. I don't know why it's so difficult because this used to be before we started looking at supply and demand. I mean, not supply and demand. Before we started looking at price action and break of structure, this was our trade on the tape. This was that absorption at the lows. Yeah, like that's all you're looking for, right?
But this time we didn't get absorption. This time what we got was a lack of selling, because you can see on the tape all these really, really tiny bubbles. You see how small the bubbles
Well, I mean,
are at the bottom?
I guess however you want to define it, absorption, lack of selling, price stopped at this level is what I'm saying, right? Like price stopped and built structure at this level. And we refused to break the low of 47.46. So that's all I mean when I say absorption. Because if price didn't stop selling, right? But sellers continued to sell, but there was a buyer down there absorbing price because price action didn't stop. There were still buying and selling going on. You know what I mean? So somebody was getting absorbed and somebody was still continuing to buy.
Yeah. So the way I'll book 30 points. Let's go. 30 points on ES.
NQ.
He's trading ES.
No way he got.
Or did you trade NQ?
Unless you got the market hasn't moved 30 points.
You're on NQ. I don't know, but the way I view absorption is somebody. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. 3 contracts, 10 points, 30 points. Gotcha. Makes sense. But the way I view absorption is when somebody is aggressively buying or selling, and somebody is there passively absorbing those orders. The way I view a lack of selling is like just what it, or a lack of buying is just what it sounds when there's like literally barely any buying or selling. So like down here, when you get 6 orders, like yeah, I technically absorbed those orders because it's only 6, but like it's just not a lot of selling, right? Like there's not a lot of selling going on down here compared to when you get absorption, you see the big bubbles come in because somebody's aggressively trying to break through that level and they're not able to break through it. So that's the distinction.
No, I know the distinction, but I think you're looking at the book map in one particular sector and you're ignoring where the absorption actually happened. The absorption happened here when there was 3,144 lots, 1,365 lots, and 1,465 lots that hit the low at 47.47. And then we tried to break down again. More selling came into 47.46 that hit the low. And then here there was a lack of selling because of all the absorption that took place here. So yes, I agree with you at this particular juncture right here, there was a lack of selling, but the lack of selling occurred because of all the absorption that came in here. So basically by your own definition, this aggressive selling came into the bid and price was absorbed because we hit the bid and price wasn't able to move lower. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I'm just, like I said, I get the confirmation for me would have been a lack of selling, not absorption. Absorption did happen. You're right down there,
but I'm not even discussing what your confirmation was. We're just discussing absorption. I said, yeah, there was a lack of selling, but there was also absorption. You're like, well, I don't view that as absorption. I'm like, well, you just defined absorption as aggressive selling coming into an area and price not moving. That's exactly what happened right here. But where you would have actually taken the trade, your confirmation would have been the lack of selling. I get that. But I'm just saying absorption happened. I was just saying back in the day, we used to trade this absorption trade. And this was the absorption right here.
Yeah, this might be an area to look to reject, by the way. This high.
Yeah, I'm looking for 60, 61, 60 to 65, or 60 to 68.
Yeah, I think this is about to be a short-lived rally. I think we're about to hit this brick wall right here. We just had another sweeper come in.
NQ's almost to its 5-minute supply. Whoever wanted 608 on NQ, we just tapped 608. So I think this is a good area to potentially look for shorts on NQ. I'm more so looking for shorts. Shorts at 47.61 on ES. I'll take this.
VIX is rejecting VWAP currently.
Yeah, I had a. What do you mean? Is it rejecting VWAP or bouncing off of VWAP?
I mean, same. I guess same thing. Rejecting, bouncing off.
I mean, rejection would come from underneath. A bounce would come from the top.
Yeah, tomatoes. It's bouncing.
Okay. Whatever you
We're rejected from the top.
You know what? In the way your brain works, I will accept that because you have a very dyslexic way of thinking about things. So the way that your brain works, that probably makes perfect sense. I got tapped in short. Oh, at 608, Valdez. I like it. Spy rejected VWAP 5 times on the 1 minute chart. See, he thinks like you. Wait, well, Spy is okay. We're underneath VWAP, I'm assuming, on Spy. So he said it right. Spy rejected VWAP.
You could reject VWAP from the top. Rejection could happen from anywhere, right? Or am I wrong?
I disagree, but I wouldn't say you're wrong.
If you're bouncing off VWAP, is that not a rejection?
No, I'd say it's a bounce. If you jump on a trampoline, are you rejecting the trampoline from the top, or are you bouncing off the trampoline? So when you talk about jumping on a trampoline, you tell your daughter, hey, daughter, go reject off the trampoline.
You're damn right.
Tell her, go bounce on the trampoline. Shut up.
Go reject off that damn trampoline. Go reject the forces of that trampoline from the downside back to the upside.
Oh my God, it's proper English language, bro. That you know daggone well. You don't tell your daughter to go. Where's your daughter? Oh, she's rejecting off the trampoline right now.
Damn right. She's rejecting off the
man. Trampoline. Get out of here. You refuse to just say, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably not the right wording. You're hilarious sometimes, Justin. I swear.
I just feel like you can reject anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're wrong.
The forces of nature.
Again, here you go with that feeling stuff, right? Again, because you feel it, it must be there's a chance that it's correct. No, it's just, simple English language, man. That's it. Nobody says we reject off a trampoline. They say we bounce off a trampoline. Therefore, if VWAP is underneath you, you bounce off of it. If it's above you, you get rejected by it because it's resistance. We don't bounce off resistance. We reject from resistance, right? We bounce off support. That's simple logic. You know that's simple logic. All right, I'm done. You know what? My motto. Hold on. Let me take my board. Okay, cool. My motto is say less. All right, you got it, bro. You're right. Reject.
Can you reject off of?
It's not. It's what is the proper language? You can say rejection from anything, but what is the proper way of saying it? That's not what we're arguing. See, there you go, changing the narrative again. What is the proper way to say it, Justin? Is it reject or bounce?
Well, I think they're synonymous. Personally, I think either way could work. Spy rejected that level. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. You can be like, yeah, Spy came down to 574, and we rejected it. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Whatever you say, dog.
I love it when I win, guys. I love it.
You sure did win, man. You sure did win, bro. You killed it. Yeah.
I try my best.
Yep. Yep. Anyway, when do the Bills play? They play this weekend?
On Sunday. Sunday night.
Oh, it's a night game too. In Miami or it's in Buffalo?
No, it's in Miami.
Ooh. Miami's peed off too. They better come with it.
I'm hoping they're like half the roster gets hurt before the game.
Thank you, Valdez. It's simple gravity. It bounced. It was a downward movement. So you can't reject if you bounce. Like to me, it's simple. It's simple logic, but Justin, he will argue anything. Reject if the top. Yep. Yeah, exactly. I don't really like to fight with him because he doesn't really concede. He's one of those people that no matter what the argument is, if he has a feeling that he's correct, he'll just keep saying his feeling, and you can't argue his feelings, right? So it's like, well, I feel like they're synonymous. It's like, but logic tells you that they're not synonymous. They actually have specific meanings.
but see, I think we learned in 2020 and 2021 and part of 2022 that opinions are facts and facts aren't opinions. So.
you mean that's what you conceded to because you kept being wrong, and you just said, well, if I can't be wrong if I just stick to my opinion.
No.
See that absorption we're getting at the top up there, right at your level.
Yeah.
Sellers are kind of absorbing price up there and then pushing price back down. I like it, but I want to see a liquidity sweep back to the upside.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of.
No, I'm definitely not looking to short it. I'm
being
just
offsides. This might come back down. Looks like it's gonna come back down, but I'm still.
If SPY breaks above its December 13th high at 470.75, I'll be looking to go long on ES. Okay. All right. I don't know where that is in regards to ES. Eric, where is that at in regards to ES? Is that 47.70 on ES as well, or is it different?
It's interesting that you use SPY levels to trade ES.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, most people use ES levels to trade SPY, but you use SPY levels to trade ES. I think that's very interesting. Maybe he started trading SPY first.
I mean, we started trading SPY first too, which is funny.
Yeah, but then we got taught that you use ES. We didn't even know about ES.
That is true. We did not know about ES.
That the right thing to do, or I shouldn't say the right thing to do, that most people chart ES to trade SPY. So we started doing that without even thinking about it, right? Oh, it's one of those days. Cash friendly, baby. What time you gotta go, Jay? 11?
12. Yeah, 11 o'clock your time.
I'm gonna go hit up Chipotle. I don't think I'm gonna trade today.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like a observe type of day for me as well.
If you guys killed it in the chat, man, I'm glad you guys did. It's around 47.58. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I would actually be looking to get, I would actually say that the structure changes, so to speak, in this intermediate downtrend above 47.60, right? Or 47.68, right? That's where I have it at. So I'm actually looking to short between 47.60 and 47.68. So we're right at the level where I'm looking to short right now. I'm just waiting to see if we can get a liquidity sweep and potentially short this market down. So I can.
Funny enough, this is kind of looking like a cup and handle, honestly, on the 1 minute.
On ES. Let me see.
Yeah.
It looks just like a cup and handle, actually. Looks like a very nice cup and handle. Looks like we're about to finish the handle and go right back up, which is fine. I expect price to continue pushing. Like I said, I'm looking for a push into 47.68, 47.68 through about 47.66. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm completely okay with this push. I think the last place for me to be bearish would be 47.72. I think that's when we break the trend officially. So this uptrend looks good though. It looks pretty solid, at least on ES. I don't know what NQ looks like. Did NQ even get a push?
Yeah.
Oh, NQ
back up to VWAP. It touched VWAP, got rejected.
But I mean, in comparison, now NQ looks weaker than ES, right?
Yeah.
As far as the push up goes, you know what I mean?
NQ got a nicer cup and hand or inverse head and shoulders. Definitely played out a lot nicer on NQ, that's for sure. Yeah,
it was more of a cup and handle look on NQ. I mean on ES.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Your wife says now you want Chipotle.
Dang, she called me. I thought she wasn't listening. Yes, well, I want Chipotle now because it's cheaper to take myself than the whole daggone family. I'm just being real.
I wasn't gonna let your secret out.
I know. Look, she knows my secret. My secret is Justin knows my secret. I only go eat Chipotle when y'all at work and at school if I go eat it because it's so much cheaper to pay for just myself than the entire family. I know it's sad. It makes me a bad husband and dad, but I don't care.
Man, eating at Chipotle is like eating out at a regular restaurant at this point. It's honestly, so expensive.
Like, it's not even that. It's like I don't mind paying for me and my wife because me and my wife will eat Chipotle. But when I tell the kids we're going to Chipotle, you know what they say? Can I have Freddy's? Can I have Chick-fil-A? You know what I'm saying? Like now I got to go to Chipotle. I got to go to Freddy's. I got to go to Chick-fil-A. Now, instead of what I was going to spend one time at Chipotle, now I got to spend triple that paying for the wife, which I always got my wife, you know what I mean? But these kids, they getting too old and they getting too big. They need jobs. I told my son, I said, you can cook, right? Well, he said, Daddy, and I'm proud of him for this. And I'll say this. He said, last night he told me and my wife, he said, Daddy, once the summer breaks, I think I know what I'm going to do to make some money. I said, what? You going to go get a job? He said, no, I'm going to sell food. Because he know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he's going to start selling food to his friends. I couldn't be more proud as an entrepreneur and as a person that's trying to build a business myself that flavor has started to wear off on my kids. And then my daughter came up and was like, yep, I want to help too. So basically they're looking to start their own business this summer, just cooking food out of the house. I was like, well, you're still costing me money because I got to pay for the food, but I will 100% spot you the bread and you can pay me back with your profits. So I'm going to be loaning my children some, they said she'll do desserts. Yeah, perfect. So like my daughter is going to, and out here, bro, like they could set up shop down the street, put up a little table during the summer and just start selling, burgers, chicken sandwiches, desserts, and people will buy that stuff up. Just be like, hey, trying to start my own, and we'll make a banner that says kids trying to start their own business, entrepreneurs of the year, you know what I mean? And just let them sell that stuff at the end of the street. They'll make a killing during lunchtime. For all the people that are building houses out here too, I'll drive them out there, set up shop, and just sell them food right there. They'll love it. Kids will make a killing. And I'll be sitting there like, yeah, I need my 10%, dog. You know what I mean? You got my recipe. You got you're using my recipes, right? You're using my food. I'm spotting you the cash. Matter of fact, I need 20%. Me and wifey need 20% off top. No, I don't. 20%. I do it every chance I get. LOL. Oh yeah. I usually do it, but I keep it on the low. Like wifey will be like, we got an alert when the garage opens that'll tell her that I'm leaving the house, and she'll be like, where you go? I'll be like, for a walk. For a walk. $6 now. A breakfast at McDonald's is $11 now. Double the price, inflation at 8%. Now 50% on just fast food. I'm telling you, dog. Like, hey, look, inflation make you real selfish, bro. You be like, man, I used to pay for all of y'all. Like I told the kids, why you think I wear this do-rag all the time now, right? I used to get a haircut every week, right? It was one week I came in, it was like 2-3 months ago. I came in, my barber was like, yeah, man, inflation getting out of control. Jay wants to do like a meal prep. Yeah, that's perfect. We can do it. But I came in and my barber was like, yeah, man, in about a week or so, I'm gonna be raising my prices. They're raising your prices by how much? Bro, he went up like $10, $20 a cut. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing the math. I got my haircut, my son haircut. And mind you, when we go get haircuts, we used to go get them like weekly. But when we get haircuts, are you short this market right now, Jim?
No, I'm not touching the market.
Look, so we used to get haircuts and we go get haircuts. We go to McDonald's. This is our regimen. Haircuts. We go get candy out of the mall because they got a candy shop in the mall. Like they make the candy there. And they get ice cream or whatever they want in the mall. Then from there, we go get McDonald's. And then we come home. Plus the haircut, right? When I tell you haircuts used to cost, with everything that we do, probably used to cost $100, right? McDonald's, candy, whatever. Now, just the haircut alone is $100 without tip. So for 3 of us to get a haircut, it's $100 before tip. Then I got to tip them. So that's like $1.20, $1.30, right? Then we go get candy, ice cream. Them prices done gone up. We might spend $20 getting that. That's another $1.40 total, right? Then we go get McDonald's, and y'all just said how much McDonald's is. But guess what? Then the wife called me. Oh, y'all getting food? Can we get some McDonald's? Or, wifey don't want McDonald's, but my daughter loves McDonald's. So now she want McDonald's too. So all in all, weekly, I would be paying almost $200 a week. So I told my kids, I said, listen.
Yeah, that's nuts.
$200 a week is $800 a month. That is a Tesla, right? Like you could literally buy a car for what I spend on services for one service, right? That's not including daycare. Haircuts would literally cost more than daycare if I kept that up. And once I did the math, I was like, nope. So now I rock a do-rag because we get haircuts once a month. we still keep the same regimen, but I said, I'm sorry, son, either cut your hair off or you're going to have to deal with some naps for, every 4 weeks, because I'm like, inflation is crazy. I was like, It's insane. I was like, literally $800 to $1,000 a month for one service. I was like, that's a car note, son. I'm not doing that. So
yeah, that's insane. House of Life says, damn, I don't have to worry about a haircut. Magic shave for me.
For real, bro.
Ain't no way I'm shaving my hair. Ain't no way.
$800 a month. You add $300 more, and that's a mortgage, bro. For real. On a good little 3-bedroom starter house. Exactly. And that's what I was telling them. I was like, it's not even that we can't afford it. I was like, it's just principle. I was like, when you do the math, because my son is very, my son and my daughter are very well versed on economics, right? Like, you ask my kids what inflation is, they can explain it to you down to a T, right? Both of them, right? Because we go over this stuff because they need to know. And I think the sooner you start to tell them about economics, the more they'll value being business owners, right? I think that, to me, I feel like that's the only way you make it in the next 10 or 20 years. Like, the prices are just going to get so high. If you've done your research, they're literally pricing out the middle class. It's either you're very wealthy or you're rich. There's not going to be a middle class in the next 10 or 20 years. So that upper middle class, that level, the starter price is like, just to be semi-comfortable, you got to be at the $200,000 to $300,000 a year mark, right?
That's the whole next tax bracket.
And if you don't believe me, just start doing the math, right? Just start doing the math of where 150K goes in a year, right? If you make 150K from your job, you're probably bringing home about what, 120, 110. That means you're making what, like maybe 8K a month, right? I just showed you where if you get a haircut every week, it's basically $1,000 with 3 kids. If you don't know how to cook and you just eating fast food, go ahead and tack on another $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Then you got your mortgage or your rent, another $2,000-$3,000 a month, right? Depending on where you live. People that live in Seattle, go ahead and add a $4,000 a month to that, right? Then you got to still get clothes, shoes, all that stuff. You already up to $6-7 grand a month right there. And you ain't bought nothing for yourself. So investing, trading, entrepreneurship is the only way you're going to make it in this country over the next foreseeable future. Know that. So you better start teaching your kids now. But go ahead, brother.
Jayhawk,
but am I lying, Jayhawk? Am I lying? Jayhawk, I know your numbers. I'm not going to put your business out there, but I know your numbers. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Because, again, we make pretty good money in our house. But I also live in Kansas where gas is $2.76 a gallon, right? Like, I live in Kansas where a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house runs me $2,000 a month, right? Like, all my bills out the door are less than $5K, right? So depending on where you live, the cost of living is about to tap some people out. I'm just saying. So if it's crypto, if it's trading, if it's investing, whatever it is, you need to get on it. Start learning a skill. I've been saying it for the last 2 years, and I'm going to keep saying it. I said it on the crypto shop. I'm going to say it on the trader shop. And by the way, guys, I think I'm done trading. I don't think there's anything for me to do in this market. There's about 30 minutes left. Unless the market makes a push into where I want to trade, I'm not going to take any trades today. So, but I said it over at the crypto shop. We said it, both of us said it. The move now is you got to get to the point, and this is what I was telling my wife the other day, is like, we got to get to the point that we're averaging at the minimum 200K, right? A year, right? And it sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you, that's like, I'm telling you, that's going to be like the bare minimum in about 5 years. Just think about it. Think about how much things cost 5 years ago and how much more that they cost now. When you look at the difference between wage increases and housing increases, there's about a 70% difference between how much people are getting paid versus how much cost of living is. And it's been like that for decades. Do you think that that's going to suddenly change? You think they're just going to start paying people more? No. They're going to start raising the cost of housing more, right? So you got to start diversifying into other trades and ventures. No, now I'm depressed. I'm sorry, Jayhawk. You got to start diversifying into other ventures. And that brings me all the way full circle to why me and Justin size down, right? Because we're not in it for a quick flip, right? I saw Alpine Trader's video yesterday and I almost threw up in my mouth, right? And I'm going to call him out, right? I know I only got 25 people in here, but I'm going to speak my mind. If you're following Alpine Trader, I strongly suggest you find a different person to watch. I watch him for entertainment value. That's it, right? Because that man put out a video yesterday that was absolutely absurd in regards to trading as a business. I'm not going to put out all the information he put because I don't even want to infect you with some of the ridiculousness that he said. But go watch the video and you'll see how absolutely ridiculous he's looking at prop firms, right? If you're using prop firms to fund your own live account, the best thing that you can do inside of a prop firm, in my opinion, is to size down and look at this thing like a long-term vision. Because in the long term, if you can stay in the game long term, doesn't matter if you're getting to a payout. What matters is that you're turning up the efficiency of your trading. And you cannot do that on large size. You may be able to, but I cannot do that on large size is what I should say, right? I can't. I tried it. I have to turn down the size so I turn up the efficiency, right? And the more the efficiency goes up, the more I increase the size until they're both on the same frequency. And then the money piles in and it doesn't stop after one payout, two payouts, three payouts. Not what Brian say, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, whatever. It's infinite because at that point I've perfected a skill, right? It's just like a carpenter. If you wanted to learn how to build houses, right? And this is what pisses me off about these YouTubers, and I'm gonna speak on it. It pisses me off because they treat trading like something that's not a skill, and it's 1000% a skill. It is not a gamble. No other trade in the country would you walk up and say, I'm gonna build a house, I'm gonna be a carpenter today. Get out of the way, foreman. Let me draw the blueprints, right? Let me put the roof on the first day on the job site. You wouldn't do that. So why would you come into trading, get into a 300,000 and not knocking you, Micaiah? I'm not. I'm just speaking my mind. 300,000, 200,000, 100,000. You ain't never seen that kind of money a day in your life. What makes you think you possess the mental capability, the mental stability to control or even manage that type of wealth, right? But people get in here and they see people on YouTube, Twitter, talking about all of this money that they're making, right? Not realizing that because they're talking about all this money that they're making, you're more inclined to buy their course. You're more inclined to watch their YouTube channel, which is where they're making the majority of their money. And that's okay. But I think the focus needs to be back on trading, right? If you are trying to perfect a skill, you need to focus on that skill. I was a carpenter for 6 years, so I know what I'm talking about. I did not come into the game writing blueprints and cutting roofs. You know what they had me doing? I was carrying lumber on my back. At the very bare minimum, every now and then they brought me up to measure something, right? I didn't even have a tape measure the first day. They was like, nah, you don't need that. You gonna be hauling lumber for at least 2 to 3 months. How is trading any different? Some of y'all need to learn how to haul the lumber first. Be a laborer of the trade first before you can become a journeyman, right? Before you can graduate to being a foreman, before you can own your own business, become a freaking laborer of trading before you try to jump to the ceiling. And that's why we're sizing down, because we're dedicating ourselves to becoming laborers of the craft. So that when we get to the point that we're journeymen, when we get to the point that we're foreman, and we get to the point where we're owning our own business, we can look back on 2024 and say, we took the leap and we did the right thing. So sorry, I went on a little soliloquy right there, but I felt like that needed to be said. And some of y'all need to get it through your thick skull that these prop firms might not be here forever. What happens right now if in 2024, they look at all the people that's making money off prop firms, and they say, nope, it's illegal. Then what you gonna do? You gonna go trade your own money the same way you trade in prop firms? I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt if you're gonna put $3,000 worth of drawdown and say, I'm trading 14 contracts. You would never do it. So why would you do that with your own, with the potential to make your own money? This opportunity is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You need to respect it, right? You need to respect it, and you need to treat it as such, as something that's fragile, that may not be here forever, but it's an opportunity to perfect the craft that you can get to the point where you're at 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year, 500,000, even $1 million, because trading is infinite. But you got to be a laborer of the craft if you truly want to be a professional in your craft. So that's what I got, Jay. I don't know if you had anything to add to that, but I know you got to go.
No, I still got 30 minutes of
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you all warmed up, bro.
No, you're good. That was a pretty. It's kind of funny how you went from inflation to
my kids to inflation to this.
But I mean, I guess it's funny because I was watching an interview yesterday. If you guys haven't heard of this dude named Words of Wisdom, which I feel like he got a bad rap for something, but either way, he does really good podcasts. He had Carmine on there, and then he also had this dude on there named Twist, which is funny because I actually like randomly, I swear I randomly be following people on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and then like they come back around. But this dude Twist has been trading for 7 months, and he's not profitable, and he doesn't claim to be profitable, but I would say he's also older too. Like he worked he worked as like he worked his way up in the car industry, and the interesting thing that he said was he was miserable in the car industry, and like so bad actually that he ended up being hospitalized. But I won't put his business out there. He did, but you could just watch it. But he said that he was around the top guys in the car company, and they were talking about their watches and the homes that they owned and the cars that they had. And he said that he would never get to that level being at where he was at, and he could never get to their level ever if he just stayed there. And he said that he had a choice to make: either continue to be miserable and be okay, or take the 1% chance to not be miserable, but to end up, to end up finding happiness in his and do something that he was passionate about. And basically he eventually found trading through a friend or whatever. And the guy that he found, I think his name is like M7 or something. And M7, while he teaches trading strategy, his main focus is actually on yourself and learning yourself and the actual emotions of trading. And it was just really interesting to hear him talk about the process, right? And we keep going back to the process, but the process is what's important. It's not the size, it's not the money, but the process is what you can control. And it's interesting because I didn't really think about it in that context of like, okay, in trading, what can you really control? Because you can't control how much money you're going to make, but you can control how much money you're going to lose, right? When you take the emotion out of everything, you can control how much money you're going to lose. You can control when you enter, you can control when you exit, and you can control your feelings, right? To a certain degree. Like you can learn how to control your feelings, right? And in trading, at the end of the day, it's not even a mastery over the charts, it's a mastery over yourself, right? Like being able to master yourself is what's going to end up allowing you to be a good trader. And I think a lot of us, me, myself included, jumped into trading with the same reasons why everybody else wants to trade. We all want to trade to make money. But that's like the most, unfortunately, that's the backwardsness of the market. Like when my wife asked me how my day went in trading, I no longer tell her, oh yeah, I had a good day trading, I made XX amount of money. I tell her, oh, I got 10 points out the market. She don't know what I mean when I tell her that, but that's what I'm saying from now on, right? Because I'm not focused on the money anymore because it's something I can't control. And it's hard from an outsider looking in to be like, I don't care about the money because it's all anybody really cares about is the money. But at the end of the day, that's the one thing you can't control. When you go to your job, right? You know you're going to get a paycheck. You know if you work 8 hours, I'm going to make $32 an hour. In the market, you don't know whether you're going to make, whatever money you're going to make in the market. So you can only control certain aspects. You can control what you see, or not what you see, but the actions that you take in the market, and then how, like, what you're going to do about the market at that current moment, right? So I just think at the end of the day, that's why sizing down to me is important, because when do you take a loss, right? Let's say you take a big loss, like let's say a big loss to use $5,000, right? From an objective standpoint, at least for me, it'd be very hard to be objective about that loss, right? Like that's a major loss. $5,000 is a lot of money to me, right? It might not be a lot of money to you, but just put the dollar amount to yourself and think about it. Like, can you objectively, without being upset or mad about it, lose that amount of money and be okay? And if you can't, then maybe you need to size down, right? If it's $100 or $200, and objectively, after losing that money, you can't think straight, you get mad, you get upset, you throw your controller, whatever, right? Or you revenge trade, or you FOMO, right? You need to start admitting those things to yourself and push your ego to the side, because I literally had to get my ego away and be like, you know what? Yes, I'm a good trader. Yes, I know how to read the charts and I know how to make decisions. However, there's certain other things that are blocking me from performing the way I know I need to perform. And maybe taking this one thing away might clear my head up a little bit more to be able to take better trades and collect that data and then slowly size up over time. And the reason why I gave myself 3 months to be consistent is because I just know from past performance that I've sized up too quickly in the past, and then I ended up right back to square one. So I'd much rather just take the slow route, because when you really think about it, you let 2023 go by, right? 12 whole months at 2023. And if you weren't profitable in that year, then what's 3 months really, right? Like, if you size up too quickly and then you just go back to square one, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, then again, you're just repeating the same mistakes that you're making over and over again. And I'm trying to eliminate that by pushing my ego to the side and being like, okay, I gave it a whole year to try it one way. It didn't work. I'm going to give it a whole another year to try it a different way, but I'm going to make sure to do it right this time. And right is very subjective. It's 1,000% subjective. But at the end of the day, you have to fit your right and your why to what you're doing. And so my right and my why is to give myself a 3 month time span, maybe 4, and then reevaluate. And then if I need more time, then I need more time. At the end of the day, I'm in no rush, because like Hobbs has said multiple times, we're both blessed enough to be in situations to where we don't have money issues, right? Like, we're not really concerned about the money. So there's no reason to speed that up. And if you're working and you're in a job right now, then you don't have any real money issues either. It just comes down to being greedy and wanting it right now. But if right now is not working for you, then don't think about right now. Think about a year from now, and think about how much growth you could make in that year time span, instead of thinking about banging my head against the wall for the next 12 months, trying to pass an account in a day. Like, when you really think about it from a money standpoint in these funded accounts, you would spend more money trying to reset an account to pass it in a day than you would paying the monthly fee and passing it in 3 months.
Yep.
So
if all of those people that blew their accounts during that Apex sale just decided, you know what, I'm gonna take this sale and I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna take my time and pay the monthly fee over a 3 month period. The amount of money that you would save, I mean, I know, because Justin don't blow as many accounts as I did. Like, he's never. Trust me, he hasn't.
I've blown accounts.
I always tell the Discord, I said, if you think you blew more accounts than me, then you're wrong, right? You're wrong. I tell my wife all the time, like, I blew a lot of accounts, but I don't stress her out with this, because, you know what I mean? Like, I just let her know, like, hey, I'm working through it, right? And know that I would never do anything to hurt our financial situation, right? So, but again, if you think about it, like again, my man Lucky Botter said today, I blew 2 Apex accounts today because of revenge trading. So that's what, $70 right there, right? That's $70. That's 2 months. Yeah, you gotta look at it like that. That's 2 months of, if you just, and again, Lucky, I'm not trying to call you out or nothing like that, right? I'm literally speaking to the idea of sizing down. What's wrong with that, right? Size down and then take those 2 months on just one of those 2 accounts, right? Pay the monthly fee, because you basically just paid the monthly fee over 2 months, right? Pay the monthly fee over 2 months and see what happens. Prove to yourself that you can trade, right? Open up a TradeZilla, get a Discord, place where you can just log your trades. Get a Excel spreadsheet. Prove to yourself that you have a system that works over time, right? And only then will you feel more confident in doing something in this market. As now we're starting to sell off right from that area we were getting that absorption from, which again, I'm pretty much reserved mentally to the idea that I'm not going to trade today, and I'm completely okay with that. So I'm going to go get Chipotle and come back at it tomorrow. Or if I come back from Chipotle and the market's set up where I like the setup, then I'll let the Discord know what I'm looking at. But right now, it's not how I like to trade. But go ahead, brother.
And again, sizing down makes not trading actually that much more easy because you're not concerned about making money. When everything's about making money and you're trading on larger size because that's what you're focused on, it makes it hard to want to miss setups, like to miss moves. When you're sized down, you're like, that really wasn't my setup. I just don't want to trade it. Like you said, when we got up to this level, I think I called out even before. I was like, yeah, this could be an area where price rejects. Mm-hmm. But I mean, look, we chopped around here for what, like 30 minutes before finally rejecting. I could have got short anywhere up in this area if I wanted to. I would have had to sit through pain. I probably would have got stopped out. Maybe I would have re-entered. Maybe I wouldn't have. If I was on larger size, I took a loss. I probably wouldn't have re-entered. And the next thing you know, this thing starts to go in your direction. And then you're feeling the FOMO or revenge trading or whatever. It becomes everything about trading, it all spirals into each other. And once you start to understand and realize that emotions start to topple other emotions, and that's when shit starts to, and I'm cussing because that's the truth, when shit starts to pile up and it starts to kind of wear on you, and you start feeling everything and you can't control it, and you can't get up because you feel like you're gonna miss an opportunity and your heart's pumping, like those are all signs that you're in too large size. And I just think that trying to ram a square peg through a round hole just doesn't work, right?
You actually said it right. Good job.
Thank you. So
I feel like you really tried to get that right.
I did. I had to pause and make sure. So point being is either you find the square hole or you make the square hole for yourself, right? And that and the biggest thing is like change sucks and it's hard to admit that you need to change, but that's the only way that you grow is through change, accepting that you need to change and then figuring out how to make that change. And I think a lot of people don't want to do it. They would much rather just continue to try to put that square peg through the round hole and hope that it fits one day instead of just making the change. And the changes are easy.
And I would add that the only difference is that eventually that works out in most things, right? The more time you try at building a house, just to go back to that analogy, at some point you'll get it right? Like at some point you'll be able to figure it out with even a lack of knowledge, just trial and error. Trading's not like that, right? And I think that's what makes trading a top 10%, top 5% type of business and industry, is because you can do trial and error on trading all you want to until you decide to follow some type of proper strategy, some type of proper back testing, and you do the work. You're never gonna consistently be profitable in trading, because it's one thing to make money, right? Anybody in trading, my daughter, my son, my wife, my 3-year-old who knows nothing about trading, I could give them this mouse, right? And I could say, click the buy or sell button. And most times they're probably going to lose, but at some point they're going to make some money. And that's how easy trading is, right? In a nutshell, right? But it takes a true skill to be able to master this part, right? The emotion part, master what's up here, and then convey that to this guy right here. Be able to press this mouse at the proper time, right? Based off a strategy that you back tested, that you know that you can trust, and that you've seen work over and over and over again. The reason why I have no desire to trade this is because market did not hit my price levels, right? I know that from experience and back testing, I know where I want to trade this. And the market came into the order block, but it didn't come into my supply zone. That supply zone sits at 47.59 through 47.79, 47.59.75 through 47.70. I know that if I wait long enough, on a good day, the market will sweep to the upside, go into that area, and where that seller is, he or she will try to defend their position. On a day like today, where the market's not coming back into my levels, I just don't trade it. I used to want to chase it. I used to want to do everything. And to be quite frank, I probably could have traded it on NQ, because NQ actually came back into that level. NQ came at 618, which is the level that I was watching on the 5-minute supply zone. But with this price action, with this low volume, I've learned that it's best to just walk away, right? And that's okay too, right? Tomorrow's another day. So another psychology into the stream. I actually love these conversations because I feel like people need to see them, or people need to hear them. But Eric, shout out to you, man. I posted all your comments. I'm loving what you're saying. I'm sure Justin's reading them too. But again, Eric's a profitable trader, right? Like, he's saying that he did the same thing. Like, he had to settle down and he took the NVIDIA approach. He traded one contract on the NVIDIA, right? Until he could prove to himself that he was consistent at trading, right? But he says, I view trading like a video game now. It takes the stress off it. And my goal is this candle game is just to capture points. I love that. Thinking of it like a game, make it easier for me. It's like playing Pac-Man, right? The points are the pellets. The only difference is I shouldn't say the difference. To me, some people have a bunch of tokens that they don't mind putting in the Pac-Man game to capture a small amount of pellets. Me, I prefer to come to the Pac-Man game with 3 to 4 tokens, right? Knowing that I only have 3 to 4 tokens, but every time I capture a certain amount of tokens, I get more tokens, right? And I can choose to play that day, or I can just wait till tomorrow, where Pac-Man is still going to have pellets available. Every single day there's pellets available, right? And me as a trader, I like to put 1 token in, see if I can get 3 back. Put 1 token in, see if I can get 4 back. Put 1 token in, see if I can get 5 back. That's the risk to reward analogy, right? So the more tokens I get back after capturing pellets, the easier it is to play the game, because now I have more chances to get the pellets. Okay. So, and every time I play a level, I love Miss Pac-Man, so I love that analogy. Every time I play a level, I play it the same way. If you watch me play Miss Pac-Man, I've killed it. I've gotten high scores. Like, I go to these little kid areas, arcade areas, and they be playing Miss Pac-Man, and my wife be like, just leave him alone, because he's going to be here for a while. Because I'm nice with it, right? Like, I'm nice with it. I figured out a strategy that works, right? And I do the same thing every time I play. It's been a while since I played, but it's the same thing as trading, right? So I just don't earn tokens. I wish I did. That is a very mental job. The easier we make it on our mind, like Hobbs said, the easier it is to play the game, 100%. And on that note, Jay, I don't know if you got anything, but I'm ready to go get some Chipotle. I got my doors open over here. Y'all seeing the whole crib? Let's go. It's all good. But I don't got nothing else, guys. I didn't take any trades today. Stay cash today. Just gonna nothing really to journal. I will journal. I was gonna journal that long, but based off the result, I'm not gonna journal that long. That potential missed opportunity. So today I'm just gonna journal that I took no trades, unless, like I said, I go to Chipotle and come back and the market's decided to move somewhere. Other than that, I'm gonna go finish up laundry. I'm gonna go work on something else. Maybe do some back testing. Maybe even jump in the market and paper trade, right? So Discord family, be on the lookout. I might add everybody and just jump in and start paper trading the market or something like that. Or if I see a true setup, maybe I'll take a real trade. I don't know how the day is going to go, but that's what I'm reserved to believe right now. So that being said, please make sure you guys tip the barbers on your way out. AKA hit the like and subscribe button. But that guy over there is Jay Seals. My name is T Hobbs. And man, we'll catch you on the next one. We out.